Hey, can one of you guys DM me the stream link?
Okay. I was about to go yo.
I gotta.
I hit live. That's the
A friend
first
of
thing
mine
that
wants
everybody
to
heard.
watch
It was
it, and I'm like,
perfect.
That's amazing.
Oh.
10 out of 10.
You've got to be kidding. I said that right at the moment we all started. Hello, everybody. I am Megan Sterling reporting live from historic, exotic Los Angeles traffic.
And now let's go to Vegas in the traffic cop.
There's cars everywhere.
Audible. None of that was audible.
I caught it.
I said there's cars everywhere. Hang on, there appears to be a single cloud in the sky giving out a light drizzle, and the traffic pileup is now 50 cars tall.
Yeah, that tracks, actually. That makes sense.
That's slightly more concerning that it's 50 cars tall.
How many cars wide?
How many lanes we got here? Let's see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes on this road, so it's I'm gonna say 8 lanes wide.
Right, 8 lanes wide, 50 lanes tall, 13 miles. Someone do some math and don't tell me the answer because I really don't need to know it. Anyways.
One more lane, bro. One more lane. That'll fix it.
Yeah, right?
Just one more lane, bro.
Oh
Just
yeah,
one
I
more
also have to get into tabletop sim.
But the good news is that in the last 10, 15 minutes, I am now 11 miles away from my destination, but I am still here in spirit.
You have become a spooky traffic ghost.
That the car is your spirit animal. Now. That was a terrible joke.
I mean,
Oh,
you
right.
said it, not me.
So. Magus, you good to do some stuff in your current position?
Say that again?
Are you good to do some stuff?
I'm going to nominate Dictator to roll some dice for me.
Okay.
But I have the important numbers in my head of what skills I would need to roll memorized.
Okay,
So
I'm pretty... And I've got a copy
we'll
of your
go
character
from there.
sheet somewhere.
If I recall, I need to level up my character when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
Should I explain why I'm out here?
Absolutely, yeah. You can go ahead and run that down again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I apologize to everybody. I made an honest, earnest effort to be here on time. Unfortunately, earlier this week was the mixer for the Lackadaisy premiere, and one of the sound designers who traveled all the way from across the country to come and see us was staying at my house, and I had to deliver him to the airport. And it's LAX. They're not really respectful of your time in any meaningful way. We left at like 2 in the afternoon. I'm not kidding.
Jesus.
LAX made me the man that I am today, he says with 3 limbs missing.
I don't
We
really
really
know
should
what
never
you
go to
were
LA.
there.
Jesus.
I really love that concept now. Actually, no, I confused where they filmed that. They filmed it at the LA Convention Center, that scene, not LAX.
Oh, okay.
So
I
before
didn't
we
know
start...
about that.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to just say, before we start, I want to give them another chance to introduce themselves. It's been a little while since we've done stuff, and another chance to list any cool projects that you want to shout out. Next week, I'm starting Final Fantasy V for a Job Fiesta, which is a charity run of Final Fantasy V with all proceeds going to the Trevor Project, and I am going to match all ad revenue and donations for the entire time that I'm streaming that game, and add 20% and donate that and make that my donation. All super chats, ad revenue, and Ko-fi donations will be forwarded to Trevor Project plus 20%.
That's excellent. The Trevor Project is a really great thing.
Yeah, Trevor Project is amazing. I hope to work with them someday once I can justify it. Because I'm broke.
They're pretty cool.
Speaking of being broke as shit, a slightly less charitable thing. Next week, I'm going to be doing a week-long donathon with Linen, the Sticker Goblin, or at the Goblin Burrows on Twitch, where we're going to be trying to raise money because the company that does my HRT, their billing system broke for 3 months, and now they say I owe them like $300+ among other things. So we're gonna be doing a week-long donathon for that, and also I am releasing homebrewed 5e and Tales of Valiant subclasses every month on my Patreon at patreon.com/NOZZIVIX, because I can't change the username.
Hashtag
And,
branding.
yeah, that's all the shilling I've got.
The only shilling I guess I have is myself for my Patreon, which has surprisingly, to my own personal surprise, taken off very well.
He's doing
And
numbers.
yeah,
Numbers.
yeah, as the meme says, more than 10 likes. Impressive. Alright, I guess in this case.
Wow, it's really popping off.
And if
Hello?
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 GD, you good?
Wait, did he lose connection and I didn't? How does that work?
Yeah, they just got booted out of Tabletop Sim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh
my
no!
God.
Yeah.
How do I have a better connection than him?
That's that LA Wi-Fi.
Yep. LA's got good infrastructure.
Anyway.
That is-
Discord did not like me bragging, even the slightest. the fucking timing of that was so perfect.
It
It
was very
was.
good.
You were happy with yourself. It was like, no!
Instant punishment.
Be humble.
In any case, that's my shilling.
I'm whole arm guy. I actually do have something to shill. I was on an episode of a podcast called Magical Coffee Days.
Is it
If you,
going on dates with magical bits of coffee or drinking magical coffee?
it's in fact the episode is about a man and his talking sword. So
Cool.
Talking store? Like, does he just have like a weapon shop that he just talks to?
no, it's a sword. Like the,
Okay, I
the thing
heard
that's pointy.
store, and I'm just imagining just like Monster House, but like a store.
Okay, that sounds cool too, but
That would also be fun. Yes.
You live inside a giant mimic.
Oh. Okay, you know what? I am stealing that. I'm stealing that right now.
Wanna?
It's moister on the inside.
Every conversation can be made into a giggle fest by the inclusion of the word voice. This is a fact.
how dare you make me hear that with my own 2 ears?
It's
You're
more
coming
that came
to
from
my
body.
stream! Alright,
Go to the Mimic's Belly, the most popular tavern in the entire town. Don't step there; it's very sticky.
alright, is it my... I suppose it's probably my turn by now, but I can't tell because I I'm having to keep eyes on the road for.
Go for
Everyone
it.
is pointing at you right now. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try to speed run this thing because I've got too many things. Hello, I am Mega Serling. I am a person that bangs pots together for cartoons and audio dramas. You may remember me from such projects as Hasbin Hotel, Hell of a Boss, Satina, other shows involving hell for some reason, and Lackadaisy. The big projects that I have coming on right now is this summer, The Sojourn, an audio drama that I am the sound designer for, is going to be releasing its entire first season finally. It's only taken me 3 years. Also, new episode of Hell of a Boss is coming out sometime next month. I can't tell you exactly when because that's not my pay grade. Also, some Satina is coming out pretty soon. Can't tell you exactly when, but it's very soon. Also, a Lackadaisy thing that I can't even tell you what it is, but it's going to be coming out pretty soon.
Hype?
Also, there's going to be things with Clutch a Kobold story when I get the time to do it. I don't know when, but things are a little bit possum in my neighborhood because everything is screaming capital letter A.
You're doing
all
great.
Last but not least, I'm going to be helping out with a charity stream this Sunday from noon to whatever, where we get to bully Jello Apocalypse in Name That Tune, where I and a bunch of more popular and famous YouTubers try to out-music him for money. If we or anybody in the chat gets the music right before Jello does, he has to donate money to various charities. He is
Nice.
going to be broke, and it's going to be like a 1970s cookbook because it's nothing but Jello.
Amazing.
I hate to invoke the man, but the saying "Jello pudding" always.
Man, being
no, that was. I should not have even thought of it. But it's
Anyways,
the first thing.
Man, being in a collab with like a bunch of way more popular and famous streamers than you, shit, I don't know how that feels at all.
Sprig, what are you up to these days? I know, but like,
I have some stuff going on too. The tabletop RPG and the video game projects are unfortunately like no end date in sight quite yet. But next week I'm going to be taking part in Scarab, which is, let me get the actual acronym down again because Sirius is great at making silly acronyms. Spook Greg's charity for Alzheimer's raising a lot of bucks.
nice.
We are raising money for the Alzheimer's Association. Can be a 12-hour stream with a bunch of the Sun and Sun streamers and like a bunch of community games and stuff on Wednesday next week. 12-hour stream, and then the week after that, on Friday, is the start of my 3-year streamiversary subathon.
Let's go.
And I'm hoping to, at the same time as I'm doing the subathon, I'm still raising money for Extra Life. I'll be doing Extra Life all year long. Every $250, I've got a goal, and I am open to extending my goals beyond the $1,000, but we're not very close to that yet, so I'm not too worried about like writing them right now. At $500, we're going to be doing a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Watch Marathon, hosted off stream. At $750 was going to be a VR Phasmophobia stream because I am terrible with horror and everyone is desperate to see me get my pants scared off again.
Mood.
And $1,000 I'm going to be doing a recording for YouTube so you can listen to it anytime you want. I'm going to do a reading of Go the Heck to Sleep without self-censoring myself because I thought that was something that people would be really interested in.
We're gonna hear the Sprig say the fuck word? Oh my god.
Yes!
Oh god,
That's illegal. That's illegal. We can't. No, that's.
the first.
You can't say fuck on the internet.
You can't say that on
See,
YouTube.
now I have to.
I've literally never heard the word fuck
I
before.
cannot imagine you saying the fuck word. My
Yeah.
brain is
I
not
was
capable
very-
of
That was
imagining.
a very large part of why I thought it would be a good idea to do at the $1,000 goal. I felt that it would motivate people.
I was actually by proxy of being in Jade's chat here, in her stream, and it's like, oh my god, try not to swear, challenge impossible for me.
I've been trying not to. I've been trying to swear less, but I was raised in England. It's hard. That's like every third word is a cuss word over there.
Try being in the Balkans.
Oh boy.
Yeah, my
I
philosophy
stopped
is
swearing first. Your philosophy is?
The F. You got to do those Britishisms, like you say. Instead of saying the F word, you go, "Oh, I couldn't possibly."
Oh. Oh.
That's way worse than swearing.
I really want to replace fuck with. I really want to replace fuck with fudge. To be
What you got to do is you got to give us a nice, thick, meaty, by Jove.
By Jove, good man.
Oh god.
nice.
Hmm.
So then,
And then there's.
Oh. Hi. How's it going?
I was just continuing the shitpost. I didn't know when we were gonna start. But...
Oh no, I think we're good to go.
Yeah, no, go, please. Don't wait on my account. I'm
Oh
just,
yeah.
barreling down the highway at 5 miles an hour.
I burned as much.
5 miles an hour.
Whoa,
My
whoa,
God,
whoa,
man.
5 miles an hour
You're going to lose your
in
uterus.
LA?
Why I
That's
never?
crazy.
Just,
Why I never?
Oh
I
right.
just habitually don't curse much, so it's a... I'm going to probably really struggle with this, but I'm gonna do the book. I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just imagining Sprig like that Key and Peele sketch, like where Obama has an anger translator. Sprig just says the most kindest, softest thing, and then like this big angry kobold comes in and just starts cussing people out.
Big angry kobold. That's just a dragonborn.
True. So, it's time for a recap, and I want to do a recap in a slightly different way than normal. You see, we ended the last episode with everyone going around town learning things about about the town, and we sort of split up for that process, right? People were going around and investigating it in different ways. And, well, you wake up in the adventurers hall, as I believe everyone did go to to bed in their own bed after they had put some of their stuff away. And it is now morning. And for the recap, I would like you all to be around a breakfast table telling each other about what you found in the town, as that simultaneously fits the recap and is a good character moment. So, good morning. You smell pancakes.
I may have lost my notes. I can't find them.
I think I remember the general things. I almost never take down notes, but I always roughly remember.
Yeah, and there's a lot of mnemonics in the town, like just looking at where you went and.
Yeah. I just remember that we specifically the one interesting thing Flicker was part of was with the vanishing card.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I was part of that too. If you want, I can open up with that.
Yeah, actually, did I? I think I took something from the vanishing card, or was that you, Kennedy?
It was me.
Okay. I know something
And-
was.
Yeah. So this will be an in-character moment. You wake up, and if you head over to the kitchen area, there is delightfully served pancakes with the freshest, most best-smelling maple syrup you can imagine, poured over pancakes that absolutely have bugs in them, undeniably. Gup Gup is smiling as they are served.
Well, it is the Middle Ages, so there's what doesn't have like like some kind of bug parasite them.
Do we mean bugs like crawling over them, or like bugs like mixed into the mix?
Oh, mixed into the mix. These are not blueberries.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Silva picks up
otherwise.
one of the pancakes and rolls it like a burrito. Takes one bite, sees like a part of a centipede poking out, and is like, "Oh, protein pancakes, his favorite."
You know, I was gonna suggest that it's Flicker that actually did the pancakes because it's something that he's used to doing for the night that he served. Plus, he's definitely like cooked. He even has cookware on him. But
You'd have to
Cup
fight
have
up
his
for the
moment.
opportunity, though.
either way, I'm fine either way.
Well, I hope all of you have had an absolutely wonderful evening. I myself managed to find some rather curious things. Did you know that carts tend themselves in this town?
Well,
That will be problematic for the people I was getting jobs.
Seriously, I'm surprised the union didn't protest, but I imagine the population is a bit too thin on the ground for that kind of thing.
Flicker with his mouth full of pancakes goes,
I think it's because I think that it's just that one particular cart.
Oh, do you think so? Well, I must give my compliments to the chef for this wonderful spread of a breakfast. I do happen to miss the nostalgic days of some of my breakfast victuals, such as the serepes that they would usually serve.
We usually just had lice around the castle. We usually just had lice in the castle.
I'm glad you like it.
I lost his voice for a second.
You didn't have an opportunity to enjoy a serepe of your own? That's a shame.
No, we mostly ate crepes.
Crepes? What's that?
It's a type of pancake. It's very thin, but they're foldable.
Oh, no! Those are serepes. They're pronounced that way because it when you pour the syrup on it, it has a similar phonetic flourish. You know.
Huh? What a strange name.
I don't think that's how words work.
Yeah,
I don't think that's how words work.
Silva just kind of like squints. She's like, "Is pancake, is pan, come from pan, is cake."
Yes,
and serepe, therefore, the seer makes the epe, and then pours the syrup on it. The serepe syrup.
I'm learning so much about your culture.
It's entirely possible. It's a regional dialect. So I've read. It could possibly be serepe, carepe.
I heard of the steamed hams. They're pretty good, I'd say, despite the fact that they look grilled.
Good lord, what is happening in?
Okay, now it's just deteriorated immediately.
Well, let's not devolve too quickly into that.
I get a plate of pancakes and eat them with my hands hunched over them, with my arm around my plate so nobody can grab it from me.
Yeah, Silva is literally just grabbing these pancakes, like with syrup on as well. So it's like the syrup's getting everywhere. She's just rolling them up and just like sliding them down her throat. Just.
I imagine Rodelac is using a fork and knife, and then delicately cuts it like a really tiny square, opens his mouth like a garbage can hinge, rests it on his tongue, and then closes the top half of his face on top of it.
For a moment, I thought you were gonna have table manners.
Hey man, I had table manners. It's just, Rodelac is also a character that doesn't have any, blocky teeth. So this is gonna be a weird thing.
Fair enough. Everyone here eats like a psychopath, but a different type of psychopath.
Hey. I just eat like someone who figures everybody's here to steal my food.
The only thing I can think for Flicker is like he accidentally burns some of his pancakes as he tries to like heat them up even more.
Oh no.
You like your pancakes well done?
You know you don't have to. You could just eat them. They're already cooked, right? I say with my mouth completely full, so it comes out more like you could eat it.
Well, yes, but they're so thick.
Yeah.
It's a fusion cuisine.
What's it a
It's
fusion of?
delicious.
I think it's the bugs.
It's your old
Well,
world mixed
yeah, of
with some
course, that's
Ripley.
what gives it the crunch. But what, like, it like, I see. Okay.
I am around the corner, I swear.
All good.
A mere 15 miles away.
In any case, I hope the rest of you had a rather fascinating evening. But what should be on our docket today? I imagine we had a couple of things we needed to get taken care of. I think it would be good if one of us was in charge of creating a document to track our adventures, a booklet of quest markers, which
I nominate Rolak.
Now, I would be normally delighted to do that kind of thing, but as you can see by my hands that are currently on a wheel in a completely different space, I lack the capacity to write these things down on parchment, because as it turns out, my booklet is full of sketches from our experiences previously, and I imagine that my booklet will be full of further sketches in the future of characters of interest and of note. For if I took my hands away from this pen and parchment to stop drawing, I would probably get into a car accident, which is an accent for my hands would jam up into each other.
Then it would take even longer for you to get home.
I still nominate Rodolak.
Please, God, no.
I like the first thought that came into my mind during that discussion is a giant like Mapster pin comes down, and it's like actually physically there and gigantic.
No, just imagine Rodolak being like, well, I mean, I suppose we could take it to a vote. Everyone votes for Rodolak.
Yes.
Like, well, I guess that's it then.
Okay.
Delightful.
Right then, so recaps.
Oh,
Well,
actually, Jade, if I may recommend something for future, there's an
Please.
add-on out there that allows for like in-game note taking. I can try and find it. It's literally just a block, and you can actually write in it.
Do you mean like this one here?
Oh, which one? This?
Yeah.
Wait, oh, I thought that was part of the... I thought that was like part of the tracker.
Nope.
Like
Nope. That's a notepad, and there's a combat tracker there too. Sure, but that's a notepad right there.
Let me look at the stream. Let me look at the stream here.
That is a square for me,
Oh.
dog.
Oh, okay. Okay, that is... Yeah, that's a square for me too.
Oh.
I see like a little tiny
okay,
white
this
square
I
here,
see.
but there's like a lined paper
Yeah,
thingy.
I have a square here and here. And this is
yeah, this
why...
says combat pad notes for me.
Yeah, this is right. Okay. Well, we.
Yeah, for me, this is like
you know
square,
what?
square, rectangle.
Huh.
I'll send you...
I'm really glad that Tabletop Simulator is totally bug-free.
I'll figure that out in
send
between
you-
episodes then.
Well,
We have that
like-
here.
Still can't see the
I'll
fountain.
just send you...
Yeah.
I'll just send you the link to it, and you'll see.
I'll have to be building different maps anyway, so I'll use different assets. But interesting. I haven't had a problem with that before. Oh well.
I've encountered stuff like this before. It really sometimes for some reason or another wait. I think I can see the texture of the pool now, but it's like an egg
I
now.
think.
I have a
think
notepad
know what
open,
at least
so-
might be part of the problem for me. Is every time that it gives me a failed notification, like, oh, is this thing like we failed to load image for this thing, we failed to load model. It's always drive.google.com that failed. Which is not surprising at all because Google never works for me.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that was an issue. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, because we're supposed to have a notepad right there.
Yeah, I mean, there's
okay.
plenty of stuff that's... I still don't have that fountain that's supposed to be over
Yeah, the
here.
fountain's glitched. The fountain's bugged for a lot of people.
Okay.
I
I'll
don't
be
know why.
taking notes on this, and I'll make them available to everybody.
Cool. Appreciated.
Anyway, who's next on the recap?
I got our goblin friends, our friends that are goblins that attacked us. I got them jobs so that they can be part of our civilization here.
They are not here, by the way.
No, they're wherever they're working probably. But that's most of what I spent my time working on. Brig, what were you doing?
And Cece was probably one of the last people that couldn't
Yes,
come into the
right.
breakfast table. Clearly has given up on trying to get her hair back under control as there is a brush still hanging in her, like, frizzled out, essentially cloud of bright red hair. As it's just exhausted, does not wake up very quickly, she does not. I borrowed some books from the library, and I borrowed Alvin's arm to help out with some de-rusting. Hopefully
You have
get
Alvin's
to...
arm.
You borrowed
Yeah, I have to bring it
an
back
arm?
over after breakfast.
This Elvin is a machine of some kind. Please tell me Elvin is a
Yes,
machine.
yes.
He's a
Alvin
warforged.
Oh, thank
the
God.
automaton
Oh, thank
that-
God.
The automaton that watches over the library.
Yeah, no, that's great.
He's
Whoever
very
put
rusty.
him back together didn't really can't seem to care which parts fit where.
That's
So
Oh yeah, his arms are
Unfortunate.
reversed. I forgot.
So I'm trying to help out, getting things put back on in the right order.
What was it that I said? He's left-handed, but they put his left arm in the right socket.
Yeah, plus
an accidental Rakshasa.
His joints and everything are all in the wrong order too, so like his elbow is actually a knee joint.
Yes. Yes.
He's an accidental Rakshasa.
They had to put him together without the instruction manual. They just went, fuck it, throw him together.
This
He'll
is a joint.
It's like a 5-year-old was turned loose on a model kit with a big bottle of super glue.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I mean, he'll be
He-
fine as long
he
as
wants Cece's done with
Cece is
him.
taking care of him.
So to remind, part of the goal for part of what you were recommended was to meet with the mayor sometime after sunup. Just that was something that was told to you on the ship.
Yeah, we should head over when everybody said their piece, eaten. Anybody else got something they want to tell us about before
I'm
we
gonna
go?
be honest, I cannot find my notes. I have no idea what I did last time. Does anyone remember?
All right, so you all went to... Okay, sure, okay. I'll take care of it. I thought this was gonna be a cute idea, but it has been like a month since we've played, so no worries.
Uh-huh.
It's been like we only missed one episode. I know that it was my fault. I'm sorry for that.
No, it's
Don't worry
fine, but
about that. That
because
happens.
every other week, it's literally been a month.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, you
Fair
went
point.
you went to the cartography. So after the ship stuff, which I think put a nice little bow on what was going on there. You went around town. The cartography stone. You learned how that works. It constantly updates the local area as a map by anybody who is bound to it, and you all took a moment to bind yourself to the stone.
Yes, we all did.
Oh, and I don't think I got to mention it last time, but Cece was a little bit grumpy that there was the cartography stone that magically mapped the whole place out because she had brought cartography tools.
The library is currently well, the goblins were last seen there trying to, do their best in their goblin-y ways, and Alvin was there and visited. The tavern was delightful and wholesome. You guys cleaned out the adventurers' hall, sort of made it your own, but moved in some of your stuff there off the ship. Actually, I don't think anyone checked out the forge yet. There wasn't a run-in with the vanishing cart, which was a delight. And yes, you do have an ineligible book that you have acquired from it. And GD, you also have a gear, I believe, that you claimed from it.
Yeah, I gotta check if I actually wrote it down.
Yep, a finely crafted gear from that you picked up because it was made from a metal that you weren't familiar with.
Oh yeah, that's. Yeah, I knew at least one thing was taken, but I wasn't sure if I took something.
Yep, you both. Mm-hmm.
I really gotta check if there's a way to do a custom item in Path Builder.
Yeah.
Hope so.
I guess I'll just type it into details. Got finely crafted gear from the weird magic stand. There. Yeah, that's something for future. Thank you for keeping the notes for me.
No worries. And at that point, it was starting to get a little bit late, so I left the expedition. I decided the expeditionary office was closed, so that we didn't go into keep going for another billion hours.
All right. Well, y'all want to head over to the mayor now?
Sure.
All right. Cece, do you want any help with that you've got going on there?
Honestly, I would appreciate that a lot.
I go over and as gently as I can try to brush Cece's hair. Just give us like an hour.
We'll waddle our way over there eventually.
The seaside humidity does me no favors.
It seems to not.
And it's like a little salty too, and
Yeah.
God, gotta get her a
not good.
straightening iron or something. God damn.
Cece,
Right
have
then.
you considered a buzz cut?
No.
I am sometimes glad that us of the more scaly variety do not have to worry about hair.
Inconvenient as it might be sometimes, I actually like my hair.
No worries. I just,
oh,
I tend to favor rather direct solutions to problems.
Soba stares at her hair in the mirror, rolls intimidation. It goes into place.
Nice. Flicker.
Yes.
Now's a good point. I'm just going to remind you that at the vanishing cart there was a brush actually.
Oh.
I hadn't planned this, but yeah, there actually was a brush of unknown hair on the vanishing cart.
Yes, I definitely remember something. Oh, right. Is the cart still there then?
Y'all going outside and gonna check?
Yeah, sure. Because I definitely remember the brush, but it felt like one of those things where it's like, is dealing easily with hair really worth a potential problem?
There was a metal
As someone
flower.
with long hair, yes.
There was a so just to refresh memories, there was a metal flower which an NPC claimed, a pouch of strange yellow powder, an illegible book that with a bunch of dissection diagrams in it, a brush of unknown hair, and a finely crafted gear of an unknown alloy.
Also, I even remember what I exchanged for the gear. If I remember correctly, it was a little clockwork toy that I always have on me to give to it. Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. All right. As you walk out into the adventuring hall, the day is very pleasant, looking to be a fairly mild morning with a bright sun. There's hustle and bustle in the town, which there was yesterday, but though you mostly attributed that towards the unloading of the docks. Now, the ship is still in port, and there's a lot of motion and activity. The cart is still there, and a small crowd occasionally gathers and basically rubbernecks. People rubberneck to go to try and glance at what's there.
Soba's gonna go take a look at this commotion, see if people are being.
Oh, I see the cart's still there. You guys, do you want to see it before we go to the mayor's office? Before it vanishes.
Soba is interested by this cart. She changes her mind. Fuck it. The ship gets burned down. It's fine.
we should call it the FOMO cart.
I mean, yeah.
That's not inaccurate.
Yeah. Reminds Soba of time playing Overwatch 2, fear of missing out.
Thanks, I hate it.
That's how you know this cart is a business.
Right then, it's on the way to the administrative office, or you can just go straight to the administrative office, or you can go to anywhere that you desire.
From what I gathered, it sounded like quickly check on vanishing cart and then to an administrative office.
Vanishing cart still has a pouch of powder and a strange brush.
I nudge Cece in the chair and point at the brush. She probably doesn't notice because I nudged the chair instead of her.
Flicker, you might need to explain how the cart works. Unless you want me to do that too.
Oh, yeah. Well, you see, this card doesn't take regular payment. It has to be something that's something that means a lot to you.
Oh.
It can be something simple, or it can be something a little bit more grand. I gave it a toy that I give to one of my toys that I give to children.
Soba's gonna look at this pouch of powder and just kind of like try and see if she can figure out what it is.
Give me a roll.
Roll what?
Well, tell me what you're rolling and why. That's part of the glory of the system.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Nature, see if she can identify, like, if it's, like, plant-based, or if, like, there's something that recognizes.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that's a 26.
Okay. Tell me your background with Arcana. With magics.
Oh boy, all Soba knows is that magic, she does not understand it, and the magic of her tribe was mostly necromancy. So beyond that, like, she doesn't really know all that much.
Tell me how you have come across Dust of Creation in the past.
What does that do?
It creates things.
Oh. Okay, one of the head necromancers in her tribe, one year, the hunters, did not lose a single man, so the necromancers didn't have anyone to raise from the dead as, you know, for practice, for the initiates. So the head necromancer used Dust of Creation to make fake corpses for the initiates to practice on.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a thing it can do, but...
It is now. You've decided it. This is part of cooperative world building. you are making this world as surely as I am.
Oh, I thought this was like an actual, like, Pathfinder item.
I think Dust of Creation was an old D&D item back in, like, 2nd and 3rd ed, but regardless, it doesn't matter. It is whatever we want it to be, because that's the point of an RPG.
Okay.
But you see it and you recognize it. When you bend down and smell and sniff it, you can smell a little bit of bone powder, and the source of it is all of a sudden unforgettable. You don't know what it is, because Dust of Creation tends to require a specific type of thing, so you don't know what this creates, but it appears to be that.
She knows what it is, just not exactly what this specific one does.
Precisely.
So she's going to take the dust, and, like, with that association in her mind, she's going to take out a small hand axe. It's chipped, and it'll never throw again. So, like, she's mostly just kept it around. It was the hand axe that she threw at that same head necromancer when she decided that her tribe had gone too far, and she's kind of like kept it as a good luck charm of, like, I know when, you know, things have gone too far and, like, when to stop them. And she'll lift up the bag and she'll put the axe down and just see.
That is accepted. The axe disappears, and you now have some Dust of Creation. I'll tell you what it does when you use it.
Alright, she's gonna just, like,
That's
cinch,
not ominous.
cinch
You
the
love
bag
to
and
hear a
put
GM
it...
say that, right?
Yeah, she's gonna cinch the top of the
my
bag,
favorite
put it
thing.
in her pouch. She's like,
Honestly, that's my favorite thing to hear.
but at least I have it.
Okay, I am here now.
Yeah.
Welcome home. You didn't miss too much. We're going over some of the cart.
No, I'm
leftovers.
listening.
Card is now
cool.
known as the FOMO cart. The card is now known as the FOMO cart.
FOMO cart. Oh yeah, you can't add custom items. Oh, hang on, I got. Do I have a notebook here? I do.
I do apologize for that, because all items are basically going to be custom.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
It's kind of how I roll.
All right, where should I write notes for our missions, by the way? Since apparently I'm the one that's in charge of tracking the quests.
Honestly, either just a notepad and then share it, or a Google Drive that people that we can share access to.
I can't use Google Drive.
Oh, that's right.
I'll just put everything into the Discord.
Yeah, that works. And if you genuinely do not want to, you do not feel coerced into it. I'm pretty sure that was mostly memeing.
I'm trying to make sure that everybody's got, like, access to the thing so that we can figure out what we're all doing and all that stuff. It's always good to have, like, either a note taker or a person who's keeping track of the quests.
Big agree. I just because you kind of were volunteered, I just didn't want you to feel like it was being coerced.
Yeah.
Did we ever
I mean, I
figure
figured
out
because I'm the
if
character
we
that's the
were
investigator and all that stuff, it makes the most sense. Sorry, I talked over you, Sprig. Go ahead.
did we ever figure out if we were doing, like, player jobs?
We discussed
Or
it
what
at the
jobs
first
people can
episode.
do?
We discussed it at the first episode, and I don't know if I wrote down who was doing things with it.
I wasn't here for that.
Well, considering that we are now in the on the cusp of about to starting proper missions and the like, maybe
True.
it's an opportunity for us to talk about who would like to do what.
True. Who would like to do what? What were the roles again? I am.
There's the general note taker.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically take notes of what we did, where we went, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
The contact manager, these are the people you meet and the interactions you have with them. And then there's the quartermaster, you are the person who manages the items that come in, like the party gold, the resources that you have your hands on. And you settle disputes on who gets which items when multiple people want to claim to one.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the leader is basically just a tiebreaker on any votes. When the player party decides what they want to, like, is trying to decide what they want to do, the leader is the person who breaks the tie. And is usually unofficially
cartographer.
kind of guiding the group. And then cartographer was another one is where, like, the places that you've been and things relevant to those places. Or you can alternatively you can do either the cartographer who manages them, like, places, or you can like leave that in the general notes and instead do quest manager, someone who keeps track of if you have specific goals or missions in mind, or rewards that are promised from NPCs, that kind of thing.
So, note taker, person rememberer, quartermaster, cartographer, leader.
I don't
I-
mind. I don't mind being quartermaster.
I was about to say. Oh, damn it.
Plus, it also kind of makes sense given my squiry nature.
I mean, yeah, but like so.
I've already
this is
got the thing open
Soba
for
can
general
carry it,
notes,
is the thing.
so I'm happy to do that. It also helps me to have something to do when I'm not focused. So, like, that's good.
Okay. So we need someone to remember dramatis personae, and then we need someone to remember world building, cartographer. Then we need a leader.
I would like to volunteer for the position of the leader to help keep the quest and things going, since I seem to have been doing that a lot. I'm also terrible with names.
Me too. I'll keep track of cartography then.
The part of your brain that handles the remembering of brains is replaced completely with office jibber jabber and bureaucracy.
Sprig, are you
Alright, I still
okay
have my
being
really tiny D20.
Sprig, are you okay being the person rememberer?
I could try to, yeah.
Okay, then we're all set on
That's
that
good
one.
enough for me.
A place where to put them. For notes.
No Discord channel.
Okay.
I'm using WordPad, and I'm just gonna upload the document.
Yeah.
I had to redeem, so I apologize for this one. It's one of my few. I think it's my only voice redeem now.
No worries.
No worries.
Amazing.
People want me to do maniacal laughs. I don't know why.
You fool.
It's your voice is uniquely suited for it.
Oh boy.
Right then, there's
But at the cart, I feel like, Soba takes out her axe and hands it over to get the powder, and I think Cece's gonna try and figure out what's going on with this brush before she does anything, probably. So she's gonna assume that this thing is magical and see if she can figure anything out about it magically for the Arcana. which is a 19.
19 okay. It has some light magic in it. Not light magic, but some mild magic in it. Though you can't quite discern what the nature of it is. And, yeah. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. You know, you've explained that it has to be some sort of item that's precious to you, and she sees Zilva hand something over, she thinks about it, and she goes through her bag for a little bit, and she finds it's a straight edge, like a carpenter's angle, 90-degree roller, and it is wildly crooked. A little closer to like a 98-degree straight edge. As she takes it out of her bag and she thinks about it, but she actually just puts it back and shakes her head. No, I think I'll just keep using my regular brush.
Well, that's your prerogative. I mean, it doesn't seem to be doing you much help, but wait. Is it because you can't get it out of your hair right now?
I got her brush out of her hair. Her hair is reasonably tamed. It took some time, but we did it.
Oh, apologies. I'm at a bad angle.
I see what you did there. It was a gift from my dad a long time ago, and I don't think I could part with it for just a slightly more convenient brush.
There's also a chance it might have. There's also a chance it might be cursed, I think.
It didn't seem like it was cursed.
Well, that's how curses work.
I go over and examine it.
Okay.
If there's anybody who knows about curses, it's me.
That's true.
Is it?
Ooh.
Okay, it's actually gonna. There we go. Yeah,
That's
that's
like
a.
That's a billion in it.
It's only a 25 on curse lore.
That's pretty high for your level. Okay.
It's pretty high.
He has a specific set of knowledge.
Double checking really quick while I'm thinking of it, because you mentioned for our level. We are supposed to be level 3, right?
Yes.
Yes, and you'll be leveling up after this session.
Okay. I just wanted to double check and make sure that I'm on the right spot.
I think unless I said to level up last session. I don't recall. Maybe I did. It's a mystery.
we did.
Anyways, I think I did. Did anyone
I didn't
level up?
but
I did not.
Okay, then
no.
don't worry about it. We'll just go off with it. Yeah, but you'll be for after this session. Right then, Cass.
Yeah.
You realize fairly quickly that the cart itself is blocking some of your scrying. You have to actually touch the brush to be able to analyze it properly.
Mm-hmm.
And it is cursed, but not in a bad way. Not exactly. It's a blood tax. It will drain a little bit of your stamina, a little bit of your energy, a little bit of your whatever you want to call that. In turn for smoothing and making your hair nice and clean. It's very mild though, to the point where it could be seen as simply a cost as opposed to, well, this is going to eat my soul sort of thing.
So you're saying it exhausts her just as much. So it would exhaust her just as much to use it as like the usual 20 minutes to brush her hair.
I mean,
Would it exhaust the person
that it
using
would
the
be done
brush
in 2
instead
minutes.
of her?
yeah, it's
Yes.
the same amount of exhaustion, but done in a fraction of the time. I mean,
And yes, that is exactly correct. The person who's holding it pays the tax. or at least as far as you can tell. This is you are. It is still, claimed by the cart at this time, but
Yeah, so the cart takes things that are of personal value, and I don't have things of personal value. So I can't pay for it.
I mean,
But
you don't need to take the brush.
no, Cece, if you can pay for this brush, I would use it, and it wouldn't cost you anything beyond that.
Anything that I could give it is just something of value only because of the time invested to make it, or one of the fairly few things that are precious to me and that I wouldn't want to give up.
It's to do with how these things you value these things. It's
Yeah, I'm okay with
Either way.
just taking longer to brush my hair. It's fine.
okay.
It
Let's,
makes me miss being able to use unseen servants, but I'll do it myself.
The FOMO card is real.
Everyone loves the FOMO card.
Seriously.
You do not need. Okay. Anyways.
So proud.
Let's go see the mayor.
So proud that I was the one that coined that.
Alright, you go in the administrative office?
Yeah.
Okay, good, great, fantastic.
Let's
In
get
the-
this adventure kind of going, maybe.
We head on in.
You head on in, and inside is a sparsely but respectably decorated office, and there is a desk in front with a halfling sitting at it with several reams of paper in front of them.
Can we
Yes?
see them?
Absolutely, yes. They have a high chair.
Greetings. We are scheduled to have a bit of a powwow with the mayor today.
He means we're going
yes.
to talk to the mayor.
Yes. Okay. The mayor is... Yep, they look like they're free, and... Okay, let me see right here. Very good, very good. Okay. Just, be a little gentle. He's under a lot of stress right now, so... Okay, it's fine.
Perish the thought. We will be of the utmost convenience to him.
Oh, good. Okay, so go down the hallway,
Yeah.
and it'll be on your left. If you go to the right, that goes up to the tower with the witch, and if you don't have business there, don't worry about it. So, down the hallway, on the left.
So we're going to the witch next, right?
I mean, you can go wherever you want.
I feel like
No,
should
I'm sorry. I'm
probably...
speaking out loud to the other characters.
I should probably at least make a return trip to the library right after this.
Sure. I mean,
feel
like,
guilty
since we're here,
stalling
though.
on returning Alvin's arm. It's kind of an important deal.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. We can come back here in a minute.
Oh, I can.
All right,
I
let's
can-
go. Let's
I
go
can
see
help
him.
you. I can help
I
you
will take-
reattach the arm.
I will take perception from anybody who wants to roll it.
I will
Yeah,
do-
sure. I will do that. Okay, 12 plus what's my bonus?
That's a 20 for me.
17 for me.
Okay. Target was 15, so more than fine. You hear a voice before as you reach out to grab the handle for the door. You hear a voice of somebody else inside talking.
I think we should pause a moment and take a listen.
Yeah, yes, I'm sure us being polite will lead to no additional things of knowledge.
Now, DM, I shall dispense of the eaves. Dropping that on this table.
Ye tribute
So,
tonight. You tribute. Yes, I understand it will be there tonight. Don't worry, I'll make sure of it.
tribute.
Do not forget. You do not No, I will not forget. Last time it didn't happen. We have the ships here. Everything's in place. It's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything is in place.
Actually, Jade, you know. Sorry,
good?
I thought you were done.
Oh no.
I thought you were.
Good.
You could have sold that maybe a little like with an easy effect by muffling your mouth with your hand.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
But it's nice to have it be intelligible for the viewers.
Oh no,
True.
that's fair.
And I wanted to highlight the way that the voice was, you know,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
voice like this.
Just like a little production thing that immediately.
No, it's a
came
good
to
idea.
mind.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Hey, yeah.
Actually, I recently did some recordings with my mouth, with my hand over my mouth. It's surprisingly still I was about to say intelligible, but
Intelligible. Yeah, no, you're right.
Relevant.
Yeah, intelligible is totally the right word.
Okay. Yeah, but intelligible is for when you can't understand it.
No,
that's
unintelligible is when you can't.
Oh, really?
Intelligible, yeah. No, you were right on. You were dead on.
Yeah, so you're still remarkably intelligible when you, even with the mouth on it. Surprisingly, like it doesn't actually muffle you that much, but it, so long as you're close enough to the mic, I guess.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It's a matter of acoustics plus airflow.
Yeah, it's also to do with what kind of mic you have. Like, I don't know if my mic would pick me up the same way that Jade's would.
Fair.
Anywho,
In any case,
I opened the door.
Oh, okay.
Subtlety is not your strong suit, yeah?
Roll initiative.
No.
Oh man, are we rolling initiative? I love combat.
You see,
that's
the mayor, who is a fairly squat, even for a gnome fellow, who jumps halfway out of their shoes and turns away from the windowsill and opens his arms to greet you. Hello. On the windowsill, a large black bird glares at you and then turns and flies away.
I'm going to take the opportunity by walking in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to trigger That's Odd, and I'm going to be making that bird. And the investigation of, I'm going to call this particular investigation Tribute. Investigation.
I do not
start.
think that bird likes us very much.
And I'm going to do a, may I attempt a, May I attempt a roll to discern something strange about that bird?
Of course.
Okay, let me, so I've got here my +5 perception. I think that's how that works, because I got 0 wisdom. Hold on. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, what time are we stopping tonight? Just to know.
Oh, whenever we need to. I was planning on 3 hours, so.
I down the sugar-free monsters, so I should.
I have caffeine for the first time in a week.
Ah.
I have water. I
I
have
too have
a
water.
McDonald's.
All right.
milkshake. I also
Stop.
have
You
lactose
don't have to.
intolerance.
You don't have to
Okay.
brag, Sprig.
Anywho, I'm going
It's
to attempt
definitely
this roll.
bragging. It's definitely not just that I don't have the money for anything else.
Tiny dice, go!
Go to any
That's
dice.
a 20!
That.
Hey!
Yo?
Clearly,
got
the
a
tiny
natural
dice are the
20.
way to
Did
go,
you-
mages.
Wait, did
The
you
jumbo
actually
dice
roll
are wrong.
well?
Yeah!
Magnus, did you roll well? What is going on here?
First roll, too.
You see,
Alright,
the big die has too much room for bad luck.
Physics.
I am
Roll.
identifying this bird as pursuing a lead, which I can spend. I only have a few moments, but I'm going to examine like what I can about it. Like maybe there's a glow in the bird's eye, or
Roll Arcana as well.
okay.
You have
That's a
unlocked the
+7.
ability to... Yeah.
That's
Yeah, there we go. That's
about right. All right,
You've got-
that
you've
is
got-
a.
I don't know if you recall, but you do have what is it called? A hero point? You do have an
do.
available reroll.
I think it's worth doing in this particular instance because this bird feels like it would be important.
I feel like I should have also attempt this, but I feel like
Okay, that is much better. All right, so
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
that and my dice and the bonus that I get with my pursuing a lead, that is a 7 plus 16, that's 23, 24.
Nice. Flicker, you didn't have the perception check, so you couldn't make the Arcana check. So
okay.
there is a pendant around the raven's neck that you notice before it flies away, and in that instant, you actually have enough skill that you're able to get a whiff. It's more of a scent than really something based on sight or touch. But you can smell some necromancy in the air coming from it.
Is there a particular iconography on the pendant that I can take note of, that I can like doodle down later for someone else to maybe look at?
Absolutely. It
All right.
it is a raven skull.
Ooh.
So I think Flicker's first reaction, since he didn't manage that perception roll, he just like when he sees the big bird. Oh, by the way, you did say that the big bird just flew away, right?
Yes. It glared at
Okay.
you and then flew off.
Okay. So Flicker's
Alright.
just gonna assume that that's the mayor's pet and just go, "Oh, that was an impressively sized bird."
I'm going
Is that your pet?
Well,
That's a normal sized raven. Ravens are huge.
Oh, I know.
They're
but
enormous
still-
birds.
I'm going.
Oh, I know, but still.
Go ahead.
I
Magus,
will
if you would.
approach by saying, forgive us, Mr. Mayor. I didn't know that you were dealing with your morning throat-clearing exercises and the like. I tend to enjoy those myself. As I try to hand-wave that, reassure him that we weren't really paying attention to whatever it was that he was doing.
He glances at the window before going, yes, absolutely, of course, and I'm glad you're here. I am so glad you're here. How can I help you? Right, you need orders. You need a job, right? Oh, great. Yes. We have so much to do. So, as you probably know, we're not in the best position right now, and we need you to go to the ruins and find stuff. That's what we need.
Okay, well,
because
but
Where are the
Huh?
ruins?
perhaps you would like to elucidate to us about
Oh.
the state of affairs things are in, considering that we just arrived, and
oh,
the rumblings of the town are still a little bit green for us, but having extra context will allow us to help you with your job more effectively.
right. Context. Right. Okay, so. I don't. The other adventuring parties are basically already dead, and now I need you guys to fill in their shoes.
Wait. Soba's eyes like light up. She's like, "You mean Stinky A-Team is dead?"
They came in this morning, said that they were going to the north, and that means they're going through the mountains, and they ran off before I could even talk to them, and there's things in the mountains that are kind of unspeakable, and we don't want to go there. That's why we don't have any ore, and we need the metals, and the only way we can get metals is if we have money to get to the ship, because if we don't get more money, this entire expedition is going to go up in flames. Okay,
So,
I'm sorry.
Soba just kind of is like only heard like 25% of that because she just got her like hands on her hips. She turns to the rest of the party. She's like, "Congratulations, we are now a team."
I mean, I've always assumed we were a team. But I'm glad that you've acknowledged it now.
No, like A as in letter.
Rodalak walks over to. You said it was a gnome?
Yes.
Okay, so he walks over to the gnome and offers like a paper bag. Says, "Here, breathe in and out on this."
Okay.
There we go. Just nice and
The
gentle.
paper bag
There we
has
go.
ether in it. He falls over.
Okay.
Does it smell like chloroform too?
Does this paper bag smell like chloroform?
No. Anyway,
Did you just steal one of my jokes?
I think that's
Anyway.
an old joke, actually.
it's a pretty old joke.
Yeah, to be fair, we probably stole it from somewhere else too.
That joke's public domain by this point.
That is the Steamboat Willie of jokes.
Okay.
For context, I
Anyway.
put that in one of my team neighborhoods.
Now then,
Yes.
from what I understand, payment is going to be deferred, at least until you're able to get some extra funding for your expedition. Am I understanding that correctly?
Okay, so there's some things we can't get here. We can't go into the mountains and get ore. We don't have a refining process. We have the forge, it's fantastic, but not on the scale that we're going to need parts for. So all those barrels and crates on the ship, half of them had simply raw forging materials for us to be able to work with. And paper. We can't build paper here. Like, that takes an entire industry. We would have to do... Anyways,
No,
we need the
breathe,
trade.
Breathe.
Hey,
It's
okay,
fine.
okay.
Now, let me see if I get this correctly.
Yes.
Currently, the situation with the mountain is that we are your expedition is unable to go there because of an unmentioned obstacle. What obstacle might that be that's preventing you from being able to mine the mountain?
Trolls? Hobgoblins? Climbing dragons?
I don't know exactly. It's an unspeakable horror. That's all we know. If you want more, go talk to Granny Biscuits. I don't have the details, but I know that we can't go there.
A
And
spider?
Okay.
they wouldn't even listen to me when I.
Now,
Anyways,
The
no, that's fine.
question
They're dead.
is,
It's fine. Yes.
would you
yes.
like us to go and investigate that
No.
to see what the horror is, or what is it that you would prefer for us to do?
So Soba's going to just kind of like speak before the man. She's gonna like look at Rola and be like, "He said go speak to grandmother of biscuits."
Well, yes, that was for elucidation on that situation, but it seems he has a different assignment for us.
No, what we need is artifacts. We can't take any of the Gripply magic back. We can't give, and we don't have enough, like, the food. There's plenty of nice, new foods in this continent. They don't make the trip. There's, the magic, Gripply magic stuff, it disperses. So what we need is artifacts. That's the only thing that's going to be able to pull enough money to the elves and those absolute wankers over there. We need something to appease them so that we can get so the expedition is a success, right? Like.
Now, question.
Okay. Sorry. Yes.
Do you mind if I pull up a seat?
Oh no. Go ahead.
Okay, he like pulls up a chair, delicately sits down, folds his legs to like give like a very calming presence because this gnome is clearly hyperventilating himself into an early coma.
Yep.
Now, in terms of the artifacts, are magical properties for them an essential part of the experience, or is it more for the sake of tourism and cultural misappropriation?
Oh, misappropriation, 100%. They'll go into a museum, and a lot of elves will pay a lot of money to see it. If it has a magical property, it won't make the trip back anyways. Well, the magic won't,
That's
but the
what
artifact.
I wanted to make sure of, because
Yeah.
they might be interested in the magical aspects of them, considering that elves tend to be a little bit more focusing on the practicality of matters rather than the quaintness of the historical importance of a culture they've never heard of. Now, are there
Oh, no doubt.
other tribes or cultures in this area that we need to be mindful of? Other villages or tribes that you are currently dealing with that would take offense to us, ransacking, if you will?
Oh, well, honestly, the ruins have been there they appear to be older than any civilization that's known, which is why any artifact would be a lot. And I know what you're thinking, it's a swamp, it's gonna consume everything. Well, it hasn't, and that's part of the mystery of it. There's still standing buildings, even though it's in the middle of a bog. And things are in remarkably good condition, but you have to get through a lot of bog to get there. And...
Is there a castle? Is there a castle there?
I haven't seen a castle, but I know there's a lot of, buildings, outposts. I don't know. It's just ruins.
know,
It's just it's old ruins.
I turn over to oh jeez, why am I like
Flicker?
this? I turn over to Flicker. It's just like it'd be rather daft to build a castle in a swamp.
No.
I know a few knights that tried.
I'll tell you
Sink
this.
into the swamp.
You're thinking too young. I don't think that it was a swamp when they built it. This is like geological levels of ancient.
Now, question. Have you been able to get a glimpse of any of the structures that are out there? Are any of them ziggurat-shaped?
Not myself. I don't. You'd have to.
Maybe the local frogmen have knowledge.
Oh, the Gripling? They're out from the west. They don't know much about these southern area. They don't care. They don't mind us taking anything we want. The Kenku take offense to everything, so I don't think it's going to matter for them.
Probably a mistake.
Well, our expertise is going to focus exclusively on strange happenstances. So we are your investigative team to be of choice. Now, if we're going to be doing this, in terms of payment, there are certain stipulations of contracts that we need to negotiate, namely in lieu of payment, at least until you're able to get resources, I would like to request a commission for each of the artifacts that we end up finding. We take a modest percentage of whatever it is that we find, and you can handle the rest.
I'm pretty sure that's all already handled from the Elven Magnates. You signed a whole bunch of paperwork before you came out here, right?
Yes, I just wanted to make sure that you were on board with this as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And...
I'm just imagining Soma signing this contract, doesn't understand she gets paid in coins. What do I do with these?
It's like, we will take half of the profits of it. It's like, then you will have half of artifacts. Smack! Breaks in half, hands it to them.
That's money. Money can buy goods and services.
Oh, like pelts. Why are your pelts so hard and not capable?
That sounds wrong to me.
I really thought when you started using that hard P for a word, it was going to be something very different and explicit.
Oh my god.
I'll be honest. When you said horror earlier, I thought it was just it ended on HOR.
Oh boy.
you know what I mean, chat. The hard P word that usually requires money to get it. Pickles.
Yeah,
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Do you mean
pickles?
you see me? I made it original.
Pickles? Yeah, pickles is the only thing I can think of.
Yes.
Maybe pedagogy?
Or peanuts.
Patagonia.
Let us just go to a swamp. If it sucks, then you hit the bricks.
Swamps, by definition, suck.
Now, last question before we go off on our expedition.
Yes,
Are there any places that we should be... Are there any organizations, groups, or obstacles that we should be wary of going inward? Have you had any scouts come back with reports of sentient vines, or cursed stonage, or a rather mischievous leprechaun?
If you are headed to the south, no. If you see any Kenku, just run. Just do not engage, just run.
I'm sorry, what now?
They're avian race, black feathers, you can't miss them. They're bad news.
Are they raiders, or bandits, or just...
Actually, are they
They're just jerks.
They're just jerks. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they native to this continent, or are they just an offshoot on the continent? And there's
They're one of the local people. They live far out to the east. They're past the most of the Gripply lands, but it's not your problem. That's above your pay grade. Don't worry about that.
No, I was asking out of character. Are like Kenku just like on this continent, or are they?
Oh yes, that is correct. Kenku and Gripply are not native to the old world that you came from. These are your first times. Yeah, that's when we did character creation. I labeled those two as not available for this reason.
All right.
Okay. You can talk to the witch if you want to about they know the most about the ancient Mirren stuff. I just don't. Be safe. Be safe. I can't lose another group yet. You guys. Thank you for coming. Okay. I appreciate it.
So we're just kind of like pats the gnome. Like she like kind of leans down like almost like 90 degrees to pat the gnome on the head. And she's like, "Do not worry, Soba is very strong. I will carry them back if I must."
I can see that.
I
Okay,
can
good.
confirm Soba is very strong. She will carry us back.
Yeah. Like she doesn't really know how else. Like he's panicking at the saying thing that we're gonna die. She's just like, "Well, I'm really strong. I'm not gonna die anytime soon." She is convinced of her own immortality because she's too dumb to think about things being stronger than her.
And I just enjoy feeding into her delusion because it's fun.
Yes, please do.
You know, I have a character that also kind of thinks that, and I just have in my Saturday campaign, and I just every time he does something crazy and just survive, I just have him go, "Igor is invincible."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Soba is
Literally
invincible.
tempting-
Nothing
literally tempting.
bad can happen to us. What's the
Yeah.
worst that could happen? Nothing.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys.
Yes. Although the way I describe how he manages to keep doing his crazy shit is just he's crazy, not stupid. So it's a calculus kind of crazy.
I just want to be clear that I am entirely on board for an OG Clone High reference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Reference. Did you see what they did to the pool? They flipped the bitch.
That just I have
flipped
ADHD.
it at a
Smash cut to
college
staring out the
level.
window,
They
hands folded.
I love the edit where he's literally looking out the Windows logo.
No.
Look, just stay safe, okay? We need you guys here
Yeah,
for the
sure.
town.
Yeah, we'll be
Thank
safe.
you.
Don't worry. I flicker out of the room.
Wait,
Where did Flicker go?
wait. Repeat that wording?
Where did Flicker
I-
go?
I disappear from the room and walk
Okay,
back into it.
That's beggar. I just said beggar. That's
I literally reopen the door and come back in.
We have a character named Flicker. They're not the one that does that.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, but like Soba gives everyone a nickname, and his is Flicker. Flicker's is something else.
I'm sorry, but I can't help but imagine when you said that, Flicker's just like standing there, and he literally wave warp transitions away and fades out.
Just the sound of an and you have like a reverb carry.
Yes.
As much as I like that, no, he's just standing there and he starts wave warping like a mode 7 thing.
Oh, nice.
I mean, then he just transparents away.
Oh god.
Now I have to do that. Now I have to fucking do that. I have to visualize that.
What does Flicker
I
look
make
like
no
again?
apologies.
He's the lizard, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I am the Dragonborn, technically. The difference in my head being, of course, he's just a little bit more regal, though, being kind of a runty squire guy. It can be hard to tell sometimes.
I
So
feel
we're
like she
going
would call
to
you
investigate
Gecko.
these. we're going to investigate these ruins.
I believe we're going to be looking into that. Yes.
All
Are
right.
you leaving the
Let's
the
go.
mayor's office?
I'm speaking out loud to our friends
Ah, okay.
in front of the mayor.
I'm going
Gotcha.
to do one last cursory glance at the office for potential necromantic paraphernalia or anything in relation to it.
There.
May I do a? Should I do
yeah.
a perception roll for that?
Go ahead and do a perception roll for that.
That.
What's the roll?
Sorry, that's a 9. Sorry, 9.
This
Oh,
is the
no.
smallest D20 I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's still betraying me.
I mean,
He's got a better track record than
Physics-based
the last one.
rolls.
I mean, you got a nat 20 on your first roll and a 16. Now you just gotta get the bad ones out of your system.
Hmm.
There,
'Cause that's always how it works.
nothing of note catches your eye, but there are a couple of black feathers on the ground that you notice. But the ground is dirty and musty, so you don't really think much of it. Probably not related. As you walk out of the office,
I remember.
you hear a disturbance down the hallway. And we were promised an adventuring party. Well, yes, I understand, but you have to understand. Well, understand what? This was a part of the arrangement. If you glance down, you will see a very large bullfroggy Gripply wearing a crimson justicore with yellow trim that complements their dark green skin. I demand to see them
Where
here
were
now.
you expecting an adventuring party?
Ah, there you are. Is that you?
I think that's us.
Yes, this is us.
Good. I need you to come into to come to the Great Tree. Just follow me. By the end of the day, when can we meet you? Where should I meet you? Thank you. I'm glad you came.
Yeah, we have a.
I think we should definitely go to the Great Tree.
So, a question, briefly, if I may. What is it that you need us for at the Great Tree?
Oh, you haven't been briefed. Oh, well, excellent. The Gripply Frensulate was requesting an adventuring party from the mayor, and we were going to have them do some very important work in protecting our people.
Well, we're cementing a negotiating agreement with the mayor as of right now.
But also, we need to absolutely protect the Gripply.
Yes. Just as to ask, how urgent is your request at the moment?
Daddy's waiting list.
Our people are dying.
Urgent it is.
His people are dying.
Well, what exactly are we protecting from?
Well, I'll brief you on the way. We'll meet you over at Nick's Necks. In how long do you need?
We can head out immediately.
So,
Very
so
good.
was gonna just kind of
I've
like grab
got everything
grab
I
by, like,
own
the
on
back
me.
and just like pull everyone into a huddle real quick. Okay, so like this place need money. We need to get artifacts for this town so it has money. If town runs out of money, it's shut down, and we are stuck here.
That is very true. However,
Gripply
That's-
dying, yes, but
That's a
Gripply from
very
there, they can
bad
make more.
situation. We should definitely protect the Gripply, though, because if we're stuck here, that would be very bad. But also, I mean, they're dying, so like
They can make
we've got
more.
to take care of that.
if you just
No,
let
it
me
was like
speak-
no, they can't. Like that's just not how people work. Also, like
It is
are you
though.
really
It is how
concerned about being-
people work. You just make more.
Folks, please, a moment. Now,
Mm.
I believe we have the opportunity to hit two birds with one stone. Now, the mayor did request that we investigate the swamps and the regions of that, but it was a very loose and very open kind of request. What he's requesting is artifacts. Now, if we assist, the if we assist the great tree and those in need of that, it is entirely possible that our investigations involving who's attacking the great tree might lead us to some artifacts, or we can ask as a small stipend for our payment something of great cultural significance from their tribe or their village, whichever. The idea is that we could actually, do both at the same time. I think that would be rather reasonable.
Sure, I mean, but let's also make the Gripply our priority.
Yes, that
They
was
are
my intent.
literally dying.
That was my
We're
intent.
being told that they're dying.
And I would like to investigate that.
Do you imagine that a Gripply would lie to you?
We don't know them.
Could you? Do you think people really do that? Lie?
Gripply? No, absolutely not. No, not ever. No.
Okay, what do you know about Gripply that I don't? 'Cause all I know is that they're gross little frogmen.
That's
Gross.
exactly what I know, and I love them for it. I
They're
don't
not-
understand the question.
This is quite a conversation to have directly in front of a very important Gripply.
No, this is no,
No,
this
no,
is like a team
I'm-
huddle. First rule of
Folks.
team huddle. Like it's
Uh,
nothing leaves the team huddle.
I also would like to. I also would
Go ahead,
like to point out that something that I would like to investigate that the Gripply would be very useful for is I have some questions in regards to the mayor's relationship with that particular raven, and I want to pursue it in that direction.
Yeah, that
I think it
seems
would be
really
better-
fucked up. I'm not into it at all.
I understand that. That's why I want to. I love
Sorry,
this idea.
I'm
I love this idea of Rodalak being like, now I need everyone to remain perfectly calm. There's something a little bit suspicious about this that I'm going to look into. Yeah, I think that's bad.
It's amazing, actually.
Tell the whole room, why don't you?
I'm not good at subtlety except when I'm lying to people directly.
Caps lock
So
keyboard
we're gonna kind
smash.
of relent and be like, fine, we shall go help froggies, but we have to ensure we get thing to help town.
Which is what we will be doing.
Sure, yeah,
This does
why not?
mean to-
I'm sure that whatever we do will help the town, probably.
The mayor just doesn't need to know where we're getting the help from. For all we know, he's been intentionally stalling the Gripply for some kind of adventures because, as he did previously mention, he did send several teams out into the wilderness and disappeared. Something
Yeah,
about
that
mountains,
seems
for one.
really bad, actually. It seems really, really bad that he's just been sending people out and they've just been dying.
Therefore,
And he's just sending us after them.
Therefore, I think having our mission be parallel but adjacent to where the mayor is directing us would probably be prudent, at least for now. So I get up and turn around to the ambassador gentleman in front of us, Heshop, as they say, Mr. Heshop, we would be glad to accompany you at the knick-knack cards. Just let us know what you need.
Very well. I'll be there at high noon, and I'll expect you here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. The one thing that I want to do before we leave, as I turn back around to the rest of them, is I want to investigate to see if there is a sigil on the main sword in the center of town. And I'm going to be doodling out a little bit of something to see if any of you recognize this thing as we walk out of the mayor's office.
Well, as we leave, Soap is going to say.
Do you make this explicit?
I do say that out loud. It's like I need you to look at something. I need to look into something with you all, and I need
Okay,
you to look
yeah.
at something for me.
I am gonna go ahead and make an occultism roll on that then.
We're not there yet. Is the thing.
Well, sure, but
when
when
we
we
step
get there.
outside.
Yes.
So afterwards, Soap is gonna be like, okay, on the way out of town, we must stop by this granny of biscuits.
Yes.
I must know what is going on in the mountains.
Okay, so
I'm actually quite curious of some things in the mountains as well, actually.
Soap was
I
wondering
get a
if there's
22
other giants
occultism
there.
roll on the sword there.
22, you said?
Mhm.
And, Rodalak, you gave out a description of...
No, I doodled out a picture of the raven skull with the 3 feathers on each side and the psionic sigil.
All right. The sigil itself is present on the sword.
Ooh.
Nothing else. None of the other symbolism, none of the other components of it. But the sigil itself is there in the just above the rest of the text, sort of as a header.
Okay.
Yeah, I pointed out to Rodolak. What you said, it's here. It's very clearly part of whatever they're doing.
Yes, but the question that I'm having is, do any of you recognize this?
Might I recognize it, maybe?
None of you would recognize this, regardless of roles at
Okay.
this
No.
point. You simply don't
No,
have
I
the
don't.
knowledge necessary.
All right.
I don't recognize this. I say no. I've never seen this before. This is new. This is something wholly
Alright,
arcane.
As part of my investigation, I'm going to try and piece two aspects of this together. Is the Raven the one behind it, or is the Raven a familiar in relation to the magic? Or do I not need to roll for that?
Give me a cult.
Okay. See, the question is the person behind it a bird in disguise in bird form? Are they literally a bird, or is it a familiar speaking through the bird? Or is it something even more sinister?
Sinister.
All right, that is that is a 20. Unnatural 20.
A natural 20?
Oh, sorry, I rolled an 11, so that is +7 and +1 for the investigation. So sorry, 19.
19? Okay. The bird was not a familiar. It was, in fact, its own creature. The magics on its pendant, I suppose would be the proper term for it, were definitely necromantic in origin, but you can't. You didn't have enough time to really analyze it.
Okay.
But the creature was an independent creature.
All right, I have a bit of a theory, but if you don't mind going into a little bit of an investigative humors with me, and then we'll go and check out with Granny, if that's okay with the rest of you.
Yeah.
Cue the detective music.
Yeah.
Do we have detective music?
Maybe.
Intrigue. Here we go. Well, that's not
that sounds
exactly
like
as
detective
intriguing
music.
as I was hoping it would be. I was thinking like something like Phoenix Wright investigation music or something.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think Sly Cooper would have also. I know that's more,
Jeez.
but it also.
I just imagine
games,
like as he
so
say like
this is
cue the
good.
investigation music, everyone gets sucked into the chess dimension as he steeples his fingers to the rest of you and says,
The chess
"Our first bit of
dimension."
clue." So
That'd
what?
be amazing.
I too have played Miles Edgeworth Investigations, you monster.
All right.
I'm just imagining the Sherlock Mindscape scenes.
Oh, you mean the ones where like he's got the Pythagorean theorem
Yeah.
floating around his head?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Anyway,
Curse you, Stephen Moffat. Anyways.
the first bit of information that we have is that we have this raven skull, which we will be calling the bird necromancy cult, at least until we find a proper name for them.
Birdcromancer.
Now, this sword had something of relevance in the center of the town. Did we manage to translate the thing in the center?
I don't
Yes.
remember. I don't think.
We did manage to translate it. It said, "Tragedy be to any who disturb these bones." Now, the first piece of that. Second piece, the mayor had come to us and said that he has lost several adventuring parties who may or may not have been sacrificed as a means of tribute. He did mention the word tribute to a raven figure. Immediately after, upon doing that, and when he told us to go investigate the swamps with no discerning direction, he did say for us not to deal with the Kenku because they were, and I quote, jerks. Now, why would he specifically tell us to investigate but also not investigate those birds? while also having a conversation with a raven that did seem to be sentient enough to speak. Now, from what I had gathered, that bird could have either possibly been a cultist in disguise or associated with some of the necromancy involved. I did sense necromancy magic from that, and since the sword in the center of the market, suggesting that whoever disturbed these bones, but no bones were to be found, it's entirely possible that the Kenku bandits and or tribe to the south might have something to do with the mayor's arrangement with this so-called tribute, as I put up like two like bunny ears for like finger air quotes. The question is, what arrangement do they have, and are the Kenku directly associated with the raven that had spoken to the mayor? What kind of arrangement are they attempting to do? And why is the swamp the piece that is relevant to him? He wants us to find artifacts, but has not specified which. Upon shortly after, our friend here, our friend Heshop, said that he's been attempting to get in contact with the mayor for quite a while now for owed adventurers. If he was owed for that and was in desperate need of resources, why wouldn't he have just given the loaned the adventurers out to Heshop and the Grippoli? So, my working theory right now is when they had founded this town, they had inadvertently disturbed the bones of this region and requires a sacrifice that may have some relation to do with Kenku to the south, who may or may not be necromancy cultists. The gnome, the gentleman mayor, seemingly backed into a corner, is now forced to be dispensing some kind of sacrifices of some capacity in order to maintain his hold on this region. But alas, his resources are being choked very steadily because the regular source of sacrifices and tributes that he can give are slowly dwindling as they are directly dependent on the people coming from the old world here, because he cannot spare anyone around here for the time being. Now again, this is all speculation, but does this sound like a feasible theory so far?
Vegas?
Yes?
I love the fact you've just leapt this whole thing, but it kind of falls apart because I think we were already told by Alvin the bones were already gone when the town was founded.
Yes, we were told that.
Oh, you're saying the Alvin's... Oh, you're just saying that, like, what we came up with in the world building is a lot... Okay, alright.
No, like, right now, it's a possible theory that... It is a possible theory that whatever happened here, the mayor still settled in the area, and just the entire area still, like, got that taint about it, which might have involved the Kenku to come and deal with this mayor, demanding tributes or something. Again, the fact that the bones are missing does not exclude the possibility of the mayor having this relationship with the Kenku to the south.
Okay.
Right now, the big pieces are Mayor was talking to the Kenku. Mayor was talking to the Raven. Raven was part of this cult, and he told us specifically not to deal with the Kenku and not talk to them.
Okay, I got confused. I was just like, wait, are you? Did you forget, or are you accusing like Alvin of lying?
I'm not accusing Alvin of lying. It is entirely possible that Alvin was telling the truth as far as he knows.
Okay.
It's entirely possible that the reason why Alvin knows is because the mayor might have informed him, or it might have happened before Alvin showed up, so that's as far as Alvin knows.
Okay, fair enough.
Cece?
I'm not accusing Alvin of being a liar, or dare I say, in on the conspiracy. This is right now just a working theory. I'm not going to be barging into the mayor's office and going, "Shakuse, I don't have enough information yet."
Fair enough.
But this
Cece?
is something that Rodelac does.
Jade, yes?
I just want to remind Sprig that you did learn that Alvin was activated while the town was being set up, while the town was being established. So anything that so Alvin couldn't know anything that happened before the town was being established. Just reminding.
She's also not there for the conversation though, because she went back to the library.
Oh.
She had
Oh!
his arm.
That's
Oh.
right.
Alvin is on
Yes.
Yeah, I tried to say that earlier, but I kind of got bulldozed
I'm so
over.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I followed with her just because
Yeah, I thought you were
I
going to
sort
do
of
that. I
feel
didn't realize you were doing it
caretakery.
at that exact moment.
By the
My
way,
bad.
I posted that visualization I said I had to do.
Yeah. So, Soba's just like sitting there listening to Rodalek and just like eyes are like glazed over.
So I'm explaining this only to two people who are just have already checked out.
I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
Like if I did like I mean, Soba's trying to listen, but like you used like 4 syllables too many and just eyes went glazed. She only
That's
speaks
four
common
syllables
as a
idea,
second
I like the
language,
idea
he
that
doesn't
Rodalak
quite
got
know
so
every-
caught up in this, and he's like, so, does this working theory seem feasible to all of you? Where did everyone go?
So I imagine like Soba just has like that pinky moment and is like, I think so, I think so, but where would we get pants that big? Like the pinky in the brain moment.
I think so, Brain. I think so,
Where are we
Brain.
gonna find rubber pants that like that?
And I don't know about the duck. No, then I'm failing at that pinky voice.
It's okay.
I
It's a
think
hard
so,
voice.
Brain, but where are we gonna get a rabbit that big to fit in a hat?
Pinky, if your brain was any smaller, it would be difficult to find even with a microscope.
So let's cut over to Cece real quick.
Yeah. We improv too much on this. That's
Nah,
not
you go wonderful.
That's not related to the D&D game. Speaking of, just quickly, I did post that visualization of flickering out. It doesn't just disappear; he wave warps out of it.
So, CC,
Go on with
So
with yours.
Cece she rolls into the library and
Oh,
As
can I
she's-
accompany her so I can help her with the arm? Feels
I
like
thought you were at the Knife Point Market with Rodalek.
yeah, I'm with CC. You sound like you're with Black.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought we were like still together, and then we like, and
That
then
was why I said before
yeah.
that Cece went straight to the library after the mayor's meeting.
yeah, I was. I did. I do think I voiced like interest to like help you out with fixing the.
That's fine.
Well,
We can retcon this however we want. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
it's not like
'cause,
anything's set in stone right
Because
here.
I think until now I don't think Flicker was made aware of the automaton in the library. I think.
Okay, so who wants to go to the library?
Me.
I guess I can go then.
Me, I'll be there.
So was
Cool,
gonna
well,
go to Granny Biscuits because she doesn't know.
Let's try to keep the party together for now, and
I
have
mean, I
everyone go to
also
the
have
library.
to voice Alvin.
Yeah, let's. All right, how about this? Well, why don't we do the library first, and then we do Granny next?
Okay. I was just gonna have Soba like just meet up with you later because she can't read.
Mm.
So like I don't. Yeah, but like that's for her. She'll just hang out. That's fine. She'll wait outside.
All right, you are walking to the library, I presume. It is in a very similar state to last time, with several Gripply loudly practicing their common, alongside the pair of goblins that are doing their best. Their pronunciation is comical, and everyone loves it. It loves they're having a good time. You know, it's one of those classes where everyone's laughing and having a good time and jovially, ribbing each other for various pronunciations.
I just flashed back to the Clash-orama episode where where the goblins are also trying to learn in English, and no one here is gonna know what that is.
Not me, sorry.
I'll show you later.
Okay, that sounds good.
So Cece is heading straight for Alvin's desk because she has to return the books she borrowed last night, and she has to borrow, or has to return his arm, too.
Mm-hmm.
Alvin just waves with his left-right hand.
So she rolls up and, I imagine it's stowed in the compartment on the back of her wheelchair for right now. But I'll take that out, and also brings out a small can of oil that she normally uses for her spiders.
Liv, did you want to voice Alvin again?
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't sure. Alvin just
Oh, that's
kind of
fine.
waves, and he's like, oh, you're back. I figured you would just run off with my arm. I'm kind of surprised to see you back here. In a good way.
It was a lot of time. You'd had to soak in vinegar so that I could get the rust to loosen up in the first place. Then it was a lot of scrubbing. It was some time, and then I unfortunately had to sleep. And then there was the mayor's office meeting that we had to go to. I'm sorry it took so long. I
And
really
the brushing.
would have
There was
rather
brushing.
just done it in a short a little while. But let me get this reattached for now. And I've got some oil that'll help you for preventing you from rusting up again, for now at least. But some point, is once I've worked through the rest of your limbs, I suppose, we'll have to, like, reassemble you properly.
Yeah, he kind of looks his hand. He's like, yeah, there was a human in here the other day. He said that the thumb was supposed to point inwards. Never figured that one out.
I can
actually.
swap
Kinda
your
weird.
arms around right now if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that. And he
Oh,
just kind of shrugs, and the arm just pops out because it's literally attached backwards. It's like, oh.
So this is
So while she's looking at the two arms, she's going to swap any parts that are meant for the right arm onto the right arm. if they're able to be swapped from the left arm.
Yeah,
It's-
basically,
it's not that
very,
hard. Sorry,
Sorry.
I was just gonna take the narrative part.
sorry,
it's-
I was gonna say, I just imagine it's just, everything looks like it's backwards. A lot of stuff is just taped on, but fair enough. I'll let you go.
Yeah. A lot of stuff is backwards, but consistently backwards, to the point where it's not that hard for you to readjust it so that it's correct. How's that?
Yeah.
Flicker walks up to them to take a closer look at the automaton while she's busy reattaching and stuff. So this is the automaton of the library. I did not hear about you when we came to town.
He turns his head to face you, and you can just hear the grinding of the rust on his neck joint, and he's just like, "Yeah, no, I'm in here. Honestly, it's all right. It's quiet."
Hey, Alvin,
then,
he needs
like,
more
the-
glue?
Who just said that?
One of the Gripply. Hey,
Uh,
Alvin, you need some more glue?
I think I'm good for now. Thank you.
I.
He
I
kind
have
of
a-
just he kind of gives off this he can't smile, but you get this sensation that his body language. He's like, they're nice. I don't know why I was programmed with their language, but they're nice.
Oh, while you were found here, you were probably here when they were originally here with your original creator. That's a very high possibility. The photo bucket rock. I see you looking at it on the screen. Anyway, if you want, I can give you some of my special lubricant. I made it myself. It doesn't combust.
The kind of like the little like light bulbs that like make his eyes like just kind of narrow, and they're like, why did you specify that?
No reason.
He's gonna just like go like, I'll pass for now. I've been in pieces for several hundred years. I don't plan on going back.
Fair enough. It works on most of my devices quite fine. You guys have some context. He does not. Unfortunately, I don't think Flicker has any context either.
Oh
Unfortunately.
boy.
I think he might have used it for. I think he might have used it for the food processor too.
Yeah, I just
Especially-
squished a bug and it just exploded into blood. Ew.
Eek.
Ew. I think I got bit by a mosquito and just didn't notice. That's gonna be fun. I'm allergic to those.
Anyways,
I have been told
So
that
she'll brush down the joints and everything with just all of the freshly polished parts. Now with a rag and some oil. Wanted to make sure that she didn't just like drip oil all over the place elsewhere.
Alvin raises his hand, his reattached left hand, left arm, which is now in the correct place. He's like, "Oh, I'm left-handed, and it doesn't squeak. Look!" And he's just kind of actively stimming with his hand, and he's just marveling at how it's making no sound.
nice.
I can try to handle your other arm when we get back from our trip. If that would be something you'd be amenable to.
You know what? I would love that. You know what? I'll let you check out 2 books next time.
Liv, check
Just
Discord.
imagine
Thank
that
you very
library has
much.
a 1 book at a time limit.
Liv, check Discord.
Check Discord. Oh, and he says and then he goes, if. Oh, hang on, my roommate is just talking at the top of their lungs. It just completely threw me off. He's going to think for a moment, and then he's like, "Oh right, the cartography stone outside. Did you do anything to it? I went out to check it this morning, and there's something weird about it."
Oh really? We touched it yesterday, but that was it.
Yeah, there's a new landmark. I mean, you can't miss it if you go look at it.
I suppose we should check it when we go then, right?
Shrugs. He's just like, "Yeah, do what feels right."
All right. Now then, what would you like?
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Time to visit Granny.
All right then.
All right then.
Yes, let's do.
I don't wish to impose, but
Yes,
that's the last thing I remember in terms of the next location.
If you don't wish to impose, I do.
Granny Biscuit it is.
Yeah, I mean, we
All right.
gotta. I mean, we can
Yeah.
always check the stone on our way out of town.
You were
Just
no.
to be clear, are we talking the cartography stone or the stone?
The cartography
Go.
stone.
I mean, if we're already at the library, we should probably go check the cartography stone first.
Right.
All right. The cartography stone has a new pathway on it leading north.
A mystery.
So that's
I mean,
definitely
that's-
new.
So it must
Literally
be
what we
the-
knew that the other party was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Where does it terminate?
if we head over here,
I keep forgetting that's behind us.
Well, it's safe to assume that if like they disappeared and they were taken out, like they. Okay, so here's the thing that I find confusing. They had to come back and report here for this to be updated, correct?
that is correct. I'm glad I'm
Okay.
glad that was remembered.
So that
But if they-
means that the adventuring party that went out, that the mayor said was missing, had to have come back to have reported to the cartography and then disappeared within the town.
Or at least one member.
Or at least one member.
Or maybe the cartography stone works differently than we think. Because, well,
The cartographies, the new tendril, most of the woods around here, most of the general area close to town is, somewhat mapped out. There's now a tendril that actually goes up to the mountains. Now, you know the mountains are there. You can see the mountains that are there. But they weren't actually on the cartography stone before. Now, the base, there's a path that leads in, up to the base of one of the, up to the foothills of one of the mountains. Terminating
All right.
roughly here.
Oh yeah,
After we
I keep forgetting. There's an extension of the map over here.
Mhm.
Boy.
Yeah, after we speak to Granny, I'd like to make a simple test. If the rest of you would actually be willing to humor me, I'd like to head southwest briefly, and then come back and see if any update was happened to the map, to prove that the map needs to be physically touched in order to be updated, or if it's just automatically updating, so that we can know if the adventuring party that had gone out and made their way to the mountains actually made it back, or if they disappeared in the mountains.
So
Sure.
I understand what you're saying. I think we should either follow them or go to the Gripply homeland, the big tree,
All right, we can go to the Gripply homeland first.
and yeah, find out from there.
well, we can always ask Granny Biscuits about the adventuring party. Because do we know that she was here before the town, or?
You know nothing
What do
of
we-
her other than some
Oh,
rumors.
we haven't even. Oh, yeah,
other
okay.
than some
I'm not
rumors.
sure. Sorry. I was not sure how much information we had versus how much characters had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we go, I have one question. Do any of you have any kind of magical ability of some kind of scrying stones or otherwise that we could remotely
If I can
check up on
touch
the
something,
cartography?
I can tell you about it.
Okay, that's definitely promising. What about anybody else?
Used to be able to.
I think I might have seen in a book how to make some.
Would either of you be willing
So-
to see if you could do that while we talk to Granny?
Yes, could I roll for it, I guess? Like my arcana or something? Or my craft?
What specifically are you attempting? Are you doing that now, or...
Like a scrying stone, like a communication stone.
Or at least something that we can like take a glance, see like a visual glance at the cartography stone at a distance.
Oh, we need like a sending slate or something, or whatever it's called in Pathfinder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could
you would need to craft a magical item, and you don't have any magical crafting componentry with you right now because it was destroyed on the way over.
yeah, but would I be able to? Yeah, but I think the question is, would I know how to make it?
What? Well, you know what? Just tell me. Is that the kind of thing that you would know how to make without having any reference materials for
I
it?
feel like it would, like, in order
Okay.
to, as a useful thing for like the knights or whatever, or like something to help out. It feels like the kind of like thing that he would take like an interest in inventing, because
Okay,
it's
fair enough.
practical and it's useful for communication and such.
Then, yes, you can certainly craft one of those as soon as you have some magical tools to work with.
Right, I believe I can make them, but I need the necessary components, which, as we know, we need to gather here. Do I know how difficult the components would be to gather or find?
It's not that hard to get the components. You can mostly get the components just for, looking around you. You can see the sticks and rocks necessary. Specifically, a rock that is close to the target, a chip of a rock that is close to where you're trying to scry to. The bigger thing is that you need to have a magically imbued crafting tool to be able to craft it, and that's what you're currently lacking.
Something to do in the forge, I guess. Potential. Anyway, off to Granny.
All right, this house. Go ahead, Spike.
I was just about to say, what's the tune over the river and through the woods?
Oh, that's fantastic. I wish I did have that. No, she's far enough into the woods that you can barely see the town, and that the canopy is dense enough that you can't really see the mountain range anymore. You find a lovely small hut.
Well, this isn't foreboding.
No. It's pretty good foreboding.
Do you just go up and
Some
knock, or?
people just like their privacy.
Possibly.
The funny thing about Twitter, you can't tell if he's actually using sarcasm or not, because I don't think it's natural.
Oh God, I'm so internet poisoned. No, I was being sarcastic.
Oh,
Right then. You're in front of a pleasant little hut.
yeah. I guess we go and knock on wood. That is the door.
Okay, I zoned out for a minute. Hang on. Sorry.
No worries.
It happens.
Where are we?
We're right in
Granny.
front of Granny Biscuit's house.
Alright, Soba is going to just knock the door, just...
Right after the first rap and before the second one connects, the door opens up, and what appears to be an old human lady stands there. Oh, I'm so glad you came by. I was wondering when you were going to drop by. Come in.
She just looks to, like, everyone else like she was expecting us, and just, like,
Oh, yeah.
gingerly walks across
I like
the
the idea.
threshold.
I like the idea that all of us just shrug.
The foyer of the house is very eclectic. There's a lot of stuff. Just shelves full of knickknacks, all in a fairly common brown and ruddy colored theme that just run the gamut from music boxes to porcelain dolls to a bunch of, various kitchen. If there's anything in particular that you want to see, then, just chime in and it can be a part of the scene. Oh, I'm so glad you made it. Come, sit down. And how
Were
can
we
Granny help you
expected?
today? Oh, of course. I've been expecting you ever since you came in.
I've been expecting you ever since you came in.
Yeah.
I actually no. I think she means like since we came into town. The way she said it made me think since you came into the house. I've been expecting you.
No,
Oh.
she definitely meant came into town.
Yeah. But that's why it was so funny to me. I misunderstood. Oh, I think we lost someone.
Yeah, someone disappeared.
We lost, Bill.
Yeah.
Oh.
We lost Liv. No, not Liv, but
Bill.
So,
yeah.
Cool, I'm gay.
Yeah. But yeah, I just there you go.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And that's why I thought it was
So,
funny.
So what can
Expecting-
Granny do for you today?
Who wants to go first?
we were told that you would be able to help inform us in regards to the strangeness up in the mountains.
Oh yes, terrible business, all that. Just, you probably don't want to head out that way. That's all I'm going to recommend to you here. Now, would you like some cookies?
You're not
I
willing to
would-
divulge to us
I
about
think
what's going
all
on
of us
there?
would be very, very happy to have some biscuits. Some Granny
Oh, yes.
biscuits.
Here. She has a little grabs a little platter off of a coffee table and offers you some cookies.
Soba takes one and she
Um,
goes,
Granny biscuits is what we have been told you should be called. What is your name?
Oh, Granny Biscuits is fine. That's what everyone calls me around here.
That's excellent. Thank you. I take one and enjoy it.
It's very good.
I love you're asking that because it's actually her name. First name Granny and last name Biscuit.
If that's what she wants to be called, I absolutely like
She can go.
no
like the idea that-
no argument.
I
That's
like
what
the
she wants to
idea
be
that
called.
I like the idea that her cookies are so delicious that a Flicker just goes. She can call herself the queen if she wants to for these cookies.
Now then,
Soba's going to ask and be like, mountains are dangerous, but what is up there? Is there something? Is there giants? Goliaths? And she kind of like gestures vaguely to herself, like dragons?
oh Soba.
Are there ravens?
She does glance over at that, and then turns back to Soba. Oh, Soba, you have not given her your name, mind you. Soba, you know, let me tell you a little secret. The trick to happiness is to love a lot of people and to know very little. And Granny Biscuits just wants you to be happy. So,
Is Granny Biscuit saying polyamory rights? Holy shit. I'm
Among
sorry.
other things, yeah. Yes, she is. Absolutely, she is, yes.
Sure. Not the direction I was intending it, but you know what?
I'm
Why
sorry,
not?
my brain immediately went there. I'm sorry. I'm a degenerate. Oh no.
It's all good.
Degeneracy is
No.
absolutely welcomed and encouraged here.
Now tell Granny, what is it about the mountains that has you all a titter? Why is it that you are so curious?
18 died.
I feel like I gotta race for these, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just like I just felt the layup. I just felt the layup of just so much being like, people died. Just
Go ahead,
no,
Ma-
I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
As
Magus.
it turns out, the mayor in town had sent a few expeditions up into in that direction, and they haven't come back since. We're rather
Oh,
concerned
dearie
for
me.
them. Some of them are very close friends of ours, and we'd like to at least know what we're getting into before we decide to investigate for ourselves.
Oh, your friends. Oh, hold on. Let me see. I didn't notice. She looks over out a window and looks up at the mountains. And the mountains were not visible through the window a moment ago, but she looks over at the mountains and goes, "Oh my goodness, you are right. I'm sorry, my eyes are not what they used to be. Well, that's... I see. Well then, I certainly hope they weren't close friends."
Ominous. Well, we'd like to at least know what might have happened to them so that we prevent curiosity from leading us to an early end. After all, you did say that you were concerned for our safety, so it's better to be forewarned than simply told not to do a thing. May I make it a persuasion attempt?
Absolutely.
Okay, my persuasion is diplomacy, right? Yeah, diplomacy. Here we go. And roll. Alright, so that is 13.
Oh, nonsense. Just help yourself to some to any of the food. You don't remember sitting down, and yet comes over and sets the mashed potatoes out on a lovely Thanksgiving spread. Now, who wants to cut the turkey?
Yeah, I'm definitely reading. I'm definitely doing an Arcana check because this is.
Yeah.
Taking this Arcana check, Soba's immediately raising her hand. She was confused for like half a second, and then the food came out.
Listen, I love the cookies, but the sudden spread is also suspicious. I'm doing.
Nice lady is giving us food. Be nice, and just takes the turkey carver and just starts like slicing with
what
delicate
should I be rolling
slices.
for this?
Whatever you can convince me. And this is roll. Tell me why you were rolling what you choose.
right.
I'm rolling Arcana because this feels like some kind of magic because the food is suddenly here, and I have a 16 plus 11. That's I think 27.
All right, I'm going to be attempting a. This may be a little bit weird. I'm going to attempt a society roll because they've been talking about their resources being somewhat limited and not being able to handle a lot of these things. And she is very close to town. So, one, knowing these things, having this planned ahead of time either means that she might have known somebody inside or some magic shenanigery is going on. So I kind of want to use my society as an insight check.
I like it.
Here we go, rolling away.
Wow. Oof.
Oh my God! Are you serious? You got a 2 on this one.
I love how every time that I'll like say something to Jade, I can hear the elation in his voice of like, wow, that's a really interesting direction to go. Go
Right?
for it. And then my dice say, yeah, not today.
You wanna
But
you
sometimes
wanna
that makes
borrow one?
But sometimes that makes it even more interesting though.
You want to borrow mine?
Do you think that would
The
help?
dice say no.
Maybe. But yeah, my Arcana at the sense of like all this food just being prepared and stuff. I think I should be able to detect it with notes. 26. Or at the very least,
Flicker.
I definitely had something arcane around here.
Flicker. Tell me about the last time you had an experience with the Fae. That Flicker did.
Well, he was going around with Sir Birmingham. He was. They had disturbance around one of the local villages. Turns out it was a Fae pulling out a lot of pranks here and there. It was a very nasty Fae. Turned Sir Birmingham into a pork rind for a while. Then his face into a butt. It was a very unpleasant.
That tracks.
So I am knowing for them to be very creatures of a very skittish and prankish nature, and encounters so far have been unideal in terms of favorability.
Well, the good news is that this one seems a lot more favorable.
So far, yes, but
Magus.
Or Sir Ham. He never stood a chance.
It is actually noteworthy that you don't sense anything. Because you know you should. Just looking around, just knowing that you were standing and now you feel like you've been sitting for a couple of minutes already, you know something is amiss. And the fact that you can't sense it concerns you.
Am I able to trigger that's odd?
Sure. This is a new location.
Is it a new enough location for that I have entered this room and us sitting down, does it count as a different room?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is true.
Then I will roll the that's odd with my perception roll.
Yes, technicality. I got him now. Oh, that's not so
okay.
bad.
That is
Okay.
a little bit better. And I'm going to make. Does this qualify as per the investigation?
What are your active investigations, real quick?
My current active investigations are the magical anomaly of this region, and the necromancy cult.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You won't tell me which, though, will you?
I will not. That'll do.
All right, so that's a 17 then.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. The yes is the answer, and unless you rolled exceptionally high or low, I had intended for that to be the answer. So the answer is yes. That is related to your investigation. You're not quite sure how, other than a hunch and an instinct.
Mm-hmm.
But you've learned to trust your hunches. They've served you well.
I would like to make a. Would this count as occultism or lore in regards to Fae?
What are you asking?
Okay, so we have been. I have now just acknowledged that we are now in a different place, and we are being offered lots of food, and this person knows who we are by name without us having introduced ourselves, and without having any relation to people outside of this, not knowing to have any relationships with people in the town that might have known us. I have enough suspicion to believe this might be possibly a member of the Unseelie Court. If there is such a thing in lore. So would it be worth for me checking, considering that I'm a well-read person that would probably read up on mythology?
That would absolutely be lore.
Okay, I've got an academia lore check, so let me roll that.
I can definitely tell you, I definitely imagine the Flicker might whisper to you that she is most definitely a Fae.
I rolled an 11.
So would a nature check do anything here?
Yeah, that would probably do something.
You'll have to. I mean, again, you can roll anything that you want, but as long as you give me an explanation of why you're rolling it, that's going to be a consistent thing throughout the entire game. You can roll anything you want, but the justification actually makes the roll more interesting than what do I see, sort of thing, But let me process. Let me process.
Yeah, sorry, I was
mostly
just wondering out loud. I'm sorry. That was
no, that's
not, that was supposed to be an internal thought.
Ah.
Yeah.
No worries. You said that was an 11? Is that correct?
For me, yes, I rolled an 11.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I might get. Wait. Oh yeah, I've got Schooled in Secrets. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'm checking to see what that is. I can select a feat with this trait. Signs of mystery cults and secret societies used to declare their affiliation. I can use occultism in place of diplomacy to gather information. Now, that'll be for that cult thing later on, but not right now. Sorry, I thought it was.
That's fine. While you're sorting through that, let me just append one other thing. Cece, you are sitting in a chair, and your wheelchair is next to you.
What? In his mind, definitely a Fae. Flicker says to himself.
And I didn't get the chance to say it earlier, but Cece was actually declined the cookies earlier, and is not eating anything right now either.
Okay.
I'm in the same position. I haven't taken a chance.
There's two reasons for this. One, I'm going to explain very briefly, is well, we just had breakfast.
Yep.
And as wonderful as insect pancakes were, she doesn't really have an appetite right now.
Fair.
And number two, well, elves are not still Fae themselves. They are very closely Fae descended. And having gone to a magic university run by elves for most of her life, Cece knows better than to accept food from people she doesn't know.
Yay for trauma responses.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a glance. I imagine that Rodelac makes a glance at Sprig, like a knowing glance of just to silently say something's up, right? Are you gonna? Do I need to make a roll to like indicate, like, telegraph that?
Oh no, like the instant that like she realized she wasn't in her chair anymore, that's like, oh, okay, this is concerning.
Meanwhile, Soba's there, just like a big piece of turkey just in her mouth.
So I'm gonna just make it very clear. Flicker has. I have been one. I guess I didn't make it clear, but Flicker, I'm pretty sure at one point did try and like whisper to you. She is definitely a fae. I've seen this before. 11 times as a matter of fact.
As I lean back in my seat, I'm going to be very, very careful about this one. I'm going to say, so, how long have you been in this region? In the lovely town of Knife Point?
Oh, I've been here long before the town came. But it's a lovely town, and I'm glad that they've sort of accepted me as part of it. It means a lot to me.
Then you would be the one person to go to if you ever had questions about the town. I'm so fascinated by the historical and archaeological significance of this region.
There's a lot to go on there, isn't it?
Yes, I'm actually very curious. Do you happen to know the story behind that lovely effigy out in the back? I say, intentionally not referring to it as a giant sword for the purpose of seeing if I can bait her into telling a little bit more than she actually would lead on. I have attempted deception roll.
Oh no.
Oh, you don't even need to make a deception roll.
Okay.
She's glad to talk about it.
I think Granny Biscuits is my favorite NPC. Hag that just watches out her window like the TV, like, oh, what are they gonna do this episode?
Oh, the monument. Oh, yes, I remember that. That's terrible business for when they made it, but all the same, though, I think it's for the best that they did. It's stood the test of time beautifully, hasn't it?
So, Soba's going to like. Soba's gonna just kind of like, as she's like listening, and she's kind of like cottoning on like towards like the Fae thing. So I would like to make a nature check to see if like Soba can try and like suss out her nature, because at this point Soba's thinking, oh, she's a nature spirit, but like of the woods instead of the mountain. So like she's trying to like kind of how her tribe used to worship nature spirits of the mountain versus how a nature spirit of the nature spirit of the forest might want to do. Like just trying to figure out like whether she should be kind or entertaining or whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to be involved and I can't think of anything except Soba eat turkey.
That's fine. Go for it.
That is.
Ooh.
Oh shit! That's 27. Nat 27.
So, you actually remember a couple of more positive experiences with Fae. Specifically, a couple of the homes in your area have had brownies in them. Brownie being a helpful type of Fae that cooks, cleans, and does things like that around the house. Granny Biscuits is much larger and seems to be much older, but you recognize some similar traits between the two.
Is there anything that brownies like for payment, or do they just do it for like the joy of doing it?
Mostly for the joy of doing it, though. You're not supposed to thank them. You're supposed to accept them and appreciate them, rather than outright thanking them. That is...
Okay, so don't say thank you, is what Sobas is taking away from this.
Yep.
She's going to just say, like, I appreciate food. who made Big Sword? Like, it said there was Bones, but apparently, but where did Bones go?
You know, I think that it's a bit too dark for dinner talk, isn't it, though? I think that we should just, enjoy the moment and take some time to appreciate each other, because that was a hard journey you went on, wasn't it? Tell me more about your journey.
Does anyone want to take this one?
I'll take into it.
Okay.
Well, what I found really, honestly, much of our journey was wreathed in questions and curiosities that
Ooh.
have left things rather mysterious. We'd like to be able to try and solve. The problem is that many people are rather tight-lipped about that. You know how it is when people tell stories and don't go into the important details. It's hardly a story without the specifics, right?
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you just have an outline.
Oh, true enough, I suppose. Well, I'm just glad you're here safe.
Mm-hmm. Now, you had said that you had been expecting us for a good while. What was it that you were hoping to do when we come here? Discuss business? Tell stories? Have a pleasant evening with food and drink aplenty? I've noticed that you haven't sampled any yourself.
Well, I was hoping to wait for my guests to eat first, but if you insist. She sits down and starts having some of the food herself. And, well, I saw you came in, and I simply hoped that I would have an opportunity to meet you, and I must say that you are delightful. Excellent guests. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that you've taken the time to muscle us into your very busy schedule with all the things that you must be doing from day to day. It must be very difficult collecting all the food and cooking this for guests that didn't even know they were making their way here until rather recently.
Oh, that's true enough. Though, to be honest, I spend most of my time collecting gossip. That's somewhat of a fault of mine, but,
Oh, I'm an absolute sucker for gossip. Would you mind dispensing with me some of your juicier bits?
Oh, I would be delighted to.
I just
This
caught
is-
myself saying that, I'm sorry.
This is actually the first time in this year that the vanishing card has actually been sold out. Everything on it was bought. That's very odd. Usually there's there's 2 or 3 pieces that are not taken.
Are you the owner of the vanishing cart?
Oh no, nobody could truly own it.
Do you have an arrangement with it?
How do you mean?
Well, it's entirely possible that you might not own the cart, but you might have a understanding. Sometimes curious magical objects have a tendency to develop a significant relationship with others of equal, impressive magical significance.
Oh,
Well,
you
I
flatter
could,
me.
of course, be mistaken.
Oh, you flatter me. But no, the magical card has nothing to do with me, though. I haven't bought anything from it for a long time.
Oh, yes, I did actually purchase something from them myself for a good while.
Oh, really?
What did you end up purchasing?
Well, if you must know. She walks over to one of the shelves in the foyer, which you are now all standing in, and picks up a porcelain doll off of a shelf. This
I'm
lovely
going to. That's
doll.
odd again because I've just moved into a different place.
So, like, I'm just imagining
Natural
just, like, there's
20.
Just, like, someone's holding a fork
Yo.
with, like, a piece of turkey. She goes to bite, and then the transition happens. She's like, oh.
Clang.
Yeah, I was about to bite into another cookie too.
Gotta have
So,
like, one of those sounds.
What are you inspecting? What do you give me some direction? And I will give me some direction, and I will reward it because That's a 20.
I know. So like we're suddenly standing in this hallway, or you said foyer, or is it like a bookcase?
It's a foyer. It's full of shelves and knickknacks and trinkets. This is where you first walked in, but you didn't have a roll it back then, so it's fine now.
Okay. I'd like to get a chance to see if there are any particular knickknacks on her shelf that might have been owned by any of the adventurers that have gone missing from the A-Team. Or if there are objects that might have been from the old world that would have no business being in her possession.
I also had a question, curiosity, I suppose. Is Cece back into her chair now, or has she just been like moved onto a couch, or?
I'll let you
We're on the
pick.
couch
You can either be in a chair or in a shade lounge.
T posing on the chandelier.
Floating on the chandelier.
Just every time Granny Biscuits has us move into a different room, you just hear a bunch of valve collision sounds, physics sounds.
I can't mimic it.
Because I feel like that was a deliberate power move to put her into the, table chair.
You know what? Let me shelf. Ken, you mind if I shelf your thing for just a moment?
Go ahead.
Okay. Cece, roll me. Do I have a copy of your character sheet? Okay, there it is. Roll me a society check, if you'd be so kind.
Okay. Is a 27.
Okay. It could be taken as a power move, but it could also be taken as a politeness, and you suspect that it is the latter. So, rather than trapping you on a chair or anything, it's more along the lines of you were assumed to have accepted an offer of a chair.
Yeah. So she will definitely, seeing the, understanding, gleaning that she did not mean ill of it. Cece will just, bite her tongue and, drag herself from the lounge chair that she's in back into her own chair.
Okay.
Because initially, she absolutely had, the pit, ball in the pit of her stomach of, I can't move.
Understandable. Rodelac, just to return to that nat 20 there. Two things catch your eye. Now, the first being a pendant. A pendant of a raven's skull with 3 feathers on each side and a sigil in the center. But that's not what you were looking for exactly. It just caught your eye since it was, on the mind. But rather what you see is something that you owned back when you were at the Ivory Tower that you had discarded. Just a small trinket that was once yours. Tell me what it was. Not something that you had a huge attachment to, but...
I believe it was the pen from the vanishing card, wasn't it? Was that a or was that you asking me to say it again?
Oh, no. Something from your past, not something that that is of this new world.
Oh.
All the way back from when you were living in the tower.
You know what? Recall knowledge.
Huh?
I can recall knowledge. I can know.
But no,
It's one of the abilities I have.
No, I'm asking you to create something. What is something that you? That
I thought you were
own
like, I thought you were like testing me. Like, do you remember what it was? I'm like, it's been a month, bro.
No. Well, your character wouldn't recognize it more than you because they live in this world. But I'm asking you to create something. I'm asking you to create, an old handkerchief with some sort of logo embroidered, or a piece of stone that you had to get rid of when you moved because it wasn't really of value, but you had kept it for a while. What's something that you owned that you discarded?
Okay. What I had in my possession was a tiny sculpture of a three-legged dog that I had made in a magical shop class that I had some small attachment to because, damn it, I tried my best, but it did not come out really good. It's not like one of those three-legged dogs like, oh, it's a dog that happens to have 3 legs because it's an amputee. I mean like three-legged dog as in made by someone who does not have a really good understanding of an anatomy of a 4-legged creature and did their best. It is entirely possible that this was something made in my in my youth when I was learning magic, or that it was something that I remember making.
It's on a shelf.
Ma'am, have we met before?
I don't believe so, no.
No, it seems rather curious because there are certain things here that may or may not I might have had a long time ago that I haven't seen in a good long time. I thought I'd lost it. Now, the theories that I have is that either I'm seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing, or you and I have had an arrangement previously.
Oh, no, nothing so...
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, nothing so ornate as all that. You see, I just collect little trinkets from people who come into town. Nothing terribly odd about that, just a little way of remembering everybody. It's all stuff that they've thrown away themselves.
Recycling is important.
It is, and I still treasure them because anybody who lives around here is important to me too. Oh, here I am getting all sentimental. I'm sorry. Where are my manners?
The question I'd like to ask is how much of us are being kept close to your heart, as it were? His expression has sallowed a little bit upon seeing that object, considering that there's already been enough strangeness, and the cryptic thing is really starting to get on his nerves.
What was the question?
I said, shoot, I blanked. What did I say about 5 seconds ago? Nobody? No? Okay. Shoot, I'm trying to remember what it was that I had said.
I think my brain is starting to space out a lot more.
It's getting a little late.
Yeah, we're about
saying,
the monster is not kicking as hard anymore.
Go ahead, Magus.
I was saying that how much of us is being kept close to your heart, considering that since he's referencing she said, oh, I want these people close to my heart, and these objects are definitely something that she's had to either scry or do some kind of magical pact thing to be able to acquire if it was something that we air quotes lost.
Oh, just forgotten memories. Nothing that hasn't already been given up, I assure you. Other people in the room may see things of similar nature.
So this is all stuff that's on the shelf that other people have given her, correct? Okay.
Or that she's acquired.
Yeah.
Now then, I think you have a couple of meetings, don't you?
How do you mean?
Well, you have to deal with that old frump of a mayor who's been going to put you up to all sorts of tasks. You have that, well, that gentleman of a bullywug over there who is looking forward to having some assistance, and you have your other friends who've scampered away to the mountainside, don't you? I imagine that all three of these must be attended to.
According to the mayor, they're dead.
I can't imagine how you'll manage all that, though.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing. And don't worry, Granny Biscuits is always going to watch over you.
I'm just imagining, just like as they're talking, Soba sees like an old toy, like a carved mountain goat that she had when she was a kid that she lost in the snow, and she reaches up, she just gives it like a small pat on the top of the head. She's like, "It's good you found new home."
Aww.
I appreciate the reassurance, he says a bit knowingly. Looking to everybody else, he said, "Now, unfortunately, I believe we should probably take our leave. We've been far too furloughed for a couple of errands that are in dire need of our attention."
Well, thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to your next visit.
Yes, I'm sure we'll have many more stories to tell you once we come back.
She opens the door for you, and you walk outside. Presumably. If you don't, let me know.
Yeah, and just before we walk outside, Flipper just like quickly comes back in and just gets one last cookie. He's just been chomping down on the cookies.
You grab one last cookie, and as you exit and you start to pull that close to your mouth, Rodolak puts his hand on your forearm very gently and says, "Save it for later. You might need it."
He's thinking, he's looking at you. The cookie is like almost in his mouth. His mouth is open, and he takes like a double take between you and the cookie, and then it's like, and then he slowly like puts it back in, like he was like thinking about it.
All right. So anybody else feeling a little bit perturbed by our Mr. Mayor friend now?
If old lady says he's not to be trusted, then I do not trust him either.
Yes, considering that, first off, he tells us to avoid the Kenku, and then he tells us to essentially walk into a potential Fey trap.
The old lady was nice.
She's definitely a Fey.
Mm-hmm. The problem is it's like as he turns over to oh my god, why am I just blanking on names today? Oh, it's because I always do that. I'm sorry for that.
No worries.
I need my character's name under here. I noticed it's missing.
Flicker.
Oh, I thought I typed mine out. And it's
yeah,
there.
that's right. I can just type it out like that. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, I wrote mine with the pencil thingy, but it got erased at some point.
I think I just had saved it before people had done that, because I just saved and loaded the map.
Possible.
Okay. So, I look over to, I'm trying to remember. God, why am I forgetting the names? I'm so bad at this. This is gonna hurt me.
It's under all of our names.
Is it? Because some of them aren't even here.
Yeah, my name is missing.
Yeah, that's...
I see it.
Soba, there we go. Thank you. I look over to Soba and I said, unfortunately, that's how they do it. They promise you victuals and get nice, and then they say, "May I have your name?" And then you give your name, and then suddenly you don't have a name. You have to be careful about these kinds of things. At the very least, you've had your fill. You don't feel like you've lost anything.
Sober shrugs. She's like, I mean, back on Mountain before necromancers took over, we had Fae in everyone's tent. They cleaned, they cooked. Just don't say thank you, and they don't steal your pinky toe.
Be mindful of that.
Like, just it seems like you did something to offend offend the nature spirit, and it came back and bit you, and you just need to accept that maybe you shouldn't have said thank you.
Well, at the very least, I don't believe I did say that. I think I'm
Sometimes-
making a quiet rule not to, as long as I'm in this strange land.
Sometimes nature spirits sometimes they're just mean.
All right, now, I'm going to make a occult check, and I'm actually going to be using a special ability that I have of Schooled in Secrets, where I can actually make an occult check to learn more about this organization with this Raven thing. Because now I've seen this thing three times in one day. So I might be able to create a bit of a web of intrigue in regards to this. So I'm going to make an occultism roll to glean any information that I might be able to know about it, to see if she just had something that she collected from it, or if it is something that was on my mind and she had in her possession to specifically mess with me because she's been gleaning shit from my brain.
All right.
13. Oh no, 14, because it's in regards to the investigation.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to ask for a secondary roll on that, if you do not mind terribly.
Okay.
And that was occultism, you said?
Yes. It's
Okay.
part of my ability as Schooled in Secrets.
Okay.
Specifically,
are-
it's designed to declare their identify and declare their affiliation to fellow members.
Hold on. What's the ability called?
recommend. It says here, Schooled in Secrets. You knows the signs and symbols that members of mystery cults and other secret societies use to declare their affiliations to fellow members.
Okay.
Yes. Hold on, I gotta mute myself.
Sure.
Speaking of, this seems like a decent place to
Yeah.
Yeah.
and on.
We'll wrap up in just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to also decompress a few moments and talk to you all before we
Oh,
fully
sure.
wrap up.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Anyway, what did I miss?
We're going to be wrapping up in just a few moments, but I want to answer your question, and I want to do a little bit of decompressed talking about before we do. But as far as your particular question, you don't think there was something from pretty much everybody in town, is what she said, and you don't see a reason to doubt that, given the nature of all the things that were there. There was a bunch of things, and you suspect that either that crow is considered to be a part of the town, and she found a trinket, or maybe there's another, or maybe there's more trinkets elsewhere. What you know is that she collects things that have been discarded.
So what you're telling me is that medallion did not have anything to do with me, but a potential member of the town that has either discarded that trinket or was found on them at some point.
Correct. That is
Okay.
that is what you are able to glean, or based on the situation and based on your character having considerations that
Damn, this is why you always need talk with animals. You never know when you need to talk to an animal.
It's
All right,
true.
so
though.
I'm making a note here that there is a former cultist of the Raven in town. Either they lost the medallion or it was given up when they left the cult. I don't have enough information to be able to glean who it could possibly be right now.
Not even close.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I don't want to go back in there and ask, because I feel like that's what she wants. And I'm not going to walk in there and be like, could you tell me who owns that? And she's like, well, are you ready to make a deal? I'm like, no. Closes door.
Are there any things that people want to do before we wrap up the plot line of this? Well, like I said, I want to discuss for a few minutes after, but in-game wise.
Maybe we head to the main tree then after that. Oh wait, is it nighttime?
Oh no,
how much time has
It's
passed?
still morning.
Yeah, well,
It's-
yeah.
But she said dinner, so it
Unless
could have been in there for
Granny Biscuits, like,
200
bounced
years
us
for all
through
I know.
time.
It was
Like, we're-
only dinner when dinner was served. When you walk
Yeah.
out, a normal amount of time has passed, and it is almost noon. And
Oh,
you weren't
fuck.
meeting at the tree. You were meeting at Nick Snacks. You were meeting at the
Oh.
Gripply cart
Yeah.
at noon.
How funny would it be, like, if later today we walk past Granny Biscuit's house, we look through the window, and we see ourselves? Like a dinner
That
set.
would be. I love it.
Wait, repeat. What did you say?
Like, if she just bounced us forward to dinner time, and then bounced us back when it was over, because she just wanted to serve dinner. So when we come back later, like around dinner time, we look through Granny Biscuit's window, and we see ourselves.
I don't know if you'll be
Time
there
is
at dinner
weird in
time.
the Feywild.
I don't know if you'll be there at dinner time, but that's exactly what happened. I'm deciding that you're absolutely correct on that.
Yes!
Alright, so real quick, is there any other in-character, in-world stuff that we want to do before we wrap? I feel like this is a good...
I got
can't
almost
really-
all I wanted out of that.
Okay.
The only thing I can really think of is going to the forge to see if I can craft the magical item I need, or magical tool I need, potentially. But that's about it.
Alright, we can work on that at the beginning. We can discuss that in between episodes, actually, because that's probably something you
Yeah,
would have
sure.
done in the previous day.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. How do people feel about game?
Theme?
I'm feeling a lot better with it. Like, we're a little bit. It's still like we're a little bit on the slow end of it, but we're getting there. I always get like a little bit on edge when we start going into like those cryptic fae things, because I'm sitting there like, all right, I know I'm about to blunder into a trap, but I'm waiting for the trigger to go off. So I'm sitting there like tiptoeing and tapping everything with a 10-foot pole, and that makes everything slow to a crawl.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. My character is very much not built for socials, but I tried my best.
I think you did great.
Yeah, no, this was great. We have information. We have a big question mark, like whether or not the A team is actually dead or not, and we have like 4 different places to go. So like,
I honestly
Good.
expected us to get through a lot of what we did today in like an hour, and you guys to start setting off. But like, I'm overjoyed with the way it went, though. And yeah. I love Granny Biscuits.
I am reclaiming her for my tabletop games. She's mine now.
Granny Biscuit TM.
Roleplay times are always good times.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about my GMing style? I would like some feedback so that I can improve it.
It's fun. It's definitely interesting because it's like it is a lot more roleplay and inclusive in terms of like just making up stuff on the fly, which is a decent change of pace. I actually
Collaborative
have
world building.
my Saturday, which I guess today for me, GM. He does tend to do this occasionally, but not to this extent. Like he just like has us like come up with something on the fly when we like a random NPC. So this just feels like an extension.
Yeah.
So far.
I personally, I like combat a lot, but like this is still like good. Like I do want to fight stuff, but I don't mind, sitting down and talking like with random NPCs because you make it funny, and we've got like all this extra stuff. Like,
Yeah, thank
you
you.
know what I mean? Yeah.
And honestly, I like
go
your
ahead.
character's dynamic in the social part. Like, you are not built for social, but I like the way that I like the energy that having someone who's not built for social can still exist in these social moments, you know?
She's doing her best.
You're doing great.
Yeah. I mean,
Hi,
there's.
I'm-
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm also always a big fan of the, justify this check to me.
Justify
Yeah.
that.
Just
Justify
this
the
check.
check to me. Why is it a perception check that you're using? Why is it an engineering check that you're using? That kind of thing.
And
I
honestly, well, just to give a bit of background, my first real role-playing experiences were in college when I was doing improv classes, and in theater, in theater classes. I mean, I have a theater, degree. If anyone didn't know that, and so a lot of my first introduction was GM-less role-playing systems, where we were all trying to play off of each other's ideas, and I love that. And when I watch, I don't actively watch Critical Role or something, but everyone likes to gush about how great a GM Matt Mercer is, and he's phenomenal. But he gets so much feedback from his players that it's not like it's just him as a GM, it's the group. And so I try to create systems and create scenarios where you guys are going to be giving me enough to go off of so that I can make the game more interesting, and so that I can work, so that I can yes and, so that I can work with what you're giving me.
Yeah, like a lot of people say, hey, every DM needs to be like Matt Mercer level, but like people forget that the players need to be Critical Role
So
level
true.
also.
So true.
Yeah.
I've had so many players where I just like start like giving them this massive grand thing. They're like, I swing my sword.
Oh my gosh, the culture shock when I got out of college and joined like a public D&D group, and seeing how non-actors play was just like jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta grab, like, next time I do like a stream tabletop game, I just gotta grab theater kids, be like, come on, I have glitter glue in the van.
Grab
come
me. Grab
To be
me. I
fair-
want to join.
I will.
Sparkles.
Me
To
too.
be fair, not every attack can be necessarily a special description.
This is
So
why
you-
I play wizard, because then every attack can be special.
Suppose so.
I mean,
Uh,
you can
but
also
that-
do stuff in combat that doesn't require a weapon.
Especially in Pathfinder.
True.
Like me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely try to be as like creative as I can. I literally look for any opportunity. I hate the fact that you have to kind of specialize in improvised weapons or whatever, because that kind of ruins the fun of being a little bit more spontaneous.
Yeah, I get you.
I kind of get it, but you really don't need to be that much of a specialist to fling a chair at to
Mm-hmm.
smash a chair at someone.
Dude,
Meanwhile,
that's
here I
why-
am over here with a bladed pen, looking someone sternly in the eye, and says, "You became a bandit because you have parental problems, isn't it?"
I mean, that's
Actually-
why, like,
actually,
when I
fucking-
DM, I heavily encourage players use their first level feat to be like, hey, take Tavern Brawler.
Oh, you know what? I actually my Saturday gym allowed me something, which was like, I started training for so I slowly after a certain point in the campaign, started training for improvised weaponry, and he just allowed me to just get the Tavern Brawler feat.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And that was pretty nice of him, because Igor, the character, like I said, he's a very scrunkly little dude. He can manage to like get into situations and get crazy things working, and somehow, usually, the dice reward him for doing that
Nice.
crazy shit more than just regular combat.
The last character I played, I was an improvised weapon specialist, and I went out of my way to use a different object as a weapon every single round and go in full descriptions of how I grab it and use it. And it was so much fun.
I actually had like a pugilist kind of character He was, because I couldn't decide. It was like a mixture of an Irishman and a Scotsman, just because I found it really fun. I gave him all the typical tropes, but one thing I loved about him, because he was definitely a tavern brawler type character, and that was the fact that it's like, he used if he's in a bar fight, he will use every chair in there, and he has done it so many times. He essentially ended up knowing what the material is based on like how many times the chair survived of being
Love that.
Nice.
But unfortunately, that campaign didn't last very long. But I am definitely looking forward to like reusing him at some point.
Sometimes you gotta reuse a character because you feel like you haven't explored that personality enough, right?
Yeah, I reused one I reused John Gregory Cooper III at least three times so far, and I finally had a campaign where I got to have a lot more fun with him. And along the ride, he adopted a little rat, and we named him. If I remember, we named him Farquaad. It was not Farquaad. That's not a cheese. It starts with an F. I remember that much.
Yeah, like you can do some really good stuff with that. I have a NPC, a Goliath. So he's a retired adventurer. He's a Goliath barbarian with a tavern brawler feat, and he runs a tavern and combined with a cat cafe
Nice.
with his wife, who is a druid.
Rogueport. The name of the rat was Rogueport.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a type of cheese. A very expensive cheese.
I think it is. Yeah.
Sounds right.
I am someone who always stands by. You should be an inventory gremlin. It is a very fun time to play as an inventory gremlin.
Yes.
Lives one shot a little while ago. Lives one shot a little while ago was a pretty good example of my case there. With like, you saw my inventory. I bought like 40 random pieces of junk off of the Pathfinder item list, and I used all of them.
It was actually amazing.
Oh yeah, I actually had multiple instances where Igor, because he has like a cookware set with him, so he has a lot of like random cooking supplies, but he has lard and grease with him at all times. First session with him, I was immediately able to use it to get him through some like steel bars, and I was able to like use it later in order to like quickly crease a door so we can open it silently before guards. Using random items that are in your inventory is always so much more fun. That whenever I have people that don't even think about the idea of someone not even thinking on at least on that basic level of creativity, always makes me feel sad. Speaking of basic level of imagination, Boom Boom is one of my most favorite little characters that I've ever played, mostly because I played him exactly like his name implies. He had because he was a warlock that was allowed, that was gifted by a Feylord. I think it was one of the ways he can was one of the patrons, and he was essentially allowed to carry fireball from a very early level. And he used it so much so that eventually I even gave him, he was allowed a cloak of fire resistance. So imagine this like little kobold with an oversized coat and a big hat that's gives him resistance to fire on top of everything.
Nice.
And he coat. There's like 7 bricks of fucking C4.
And he talks like, Boom Boom.
Oh no.
It's just exactly like this. You eat big boat. And he has and in order to keep him from demolishing the party, an in-universe explanation why he has more than 2 brain cells is because he's a kobold, so he listens to a dragon. So he has a pseudo dragon that follows him that's around him at all times.
Aww.
Don't do that.
Anyway, I should probably consider getting back to work.
All right.
Yes,
It's been a
and
pleasure.
doing other things. I hope you guys have been enjoying this.
This has been a
I've been
delight.
having a good time.
Very much.
It,
glad.
it has been. It
You have
sessions are always a delight.
just to wrap on the note of saying that you very much do have multiple paths available to you, and you will need to decide which path that you want to focus on. Not to say that you can't figure out a way to get 2 goals done at once, but you're going to be a bit spread thin. You can either head into the north, or you can head into the east, or you can head into the south. And I will look forward to finding out where you go next time.
Isn't it west that we'd be going?
That's what I meant to say.
East is
Yes.
ocean?
No,
Okay.
East is ocean. East is just ocean. That's just
you,
ocean.
You
that way.
did say it earlier this session too, and I was just making sure.
I'm not always good at words. Okay.
Oh my
I
god.
get what east and west mixed up all the time too, and
Yeah.
it's embarrassing.
North,
So I
right,
mean-
south, and left.
Yeah.
So,
Say, what was that,
as
Megan?
part of my level, I get 2 feats and a new ability.
Nice.
Nice. Oh yeah, we get a level up, right?
Yep. Everyone gets a level before next session, and we'll end on that note.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just get 2
Okie
feet.
dokie.
So pretty.
Alright, see you all later.
Cheers, friends.
Later.
See you.
See ya, Kennedy.